When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek Wi Talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Mek Wi Talk, people.
Unity, strength. Make we reason. Mek Wi Talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Mek Wi Talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk. Unity, strength, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Mek Wi Talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk. Unity, strength, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Mek Wi Talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk. Unity, strength, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Mek Wi Talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk. Unity, strength, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Mek Wi Talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Wherever you're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean, welcome to another edition of the Mek Wi Talk program. It's been a long day, long drawn-out day, but we have to give God thanks and praise. I want to say thank you all for joining. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Like, share, and subscribe. We have an exciting evening coming up for you. Exciting episode coming up for you. This evening, we're going to speak about Are you going to vote in the next general election? Are you going to vote in the next general election? That's the question we're going to ask. And if you care to call in and talk to us about that, then you can do so too. But as we start the program tonight, I want to start the program off with something that over the past couple of days, I have been seeing it. And I realize we're also going to talk about other things. I realize that some of the police are doing some things that is not really cautious, you know. As we come on air, some police fatal shooting happened in Manchester yesterday. Yesterday also, we have some truck drivers blocking the Miami Bay Road to a construction company that's owned by the Chinese construction company Czech. Lie or true, I don't know, it's unconfirmed, that the Chinese are saying to the Jamaicans that we don't have to pay you because we have people in higher ups in society that we don't have to pay you. I have one of my guests here already waiting. That we don't have to pay you. My thing is this, you know. They have people in higher up. Is Jamaica becoming, are Jamaicans slaves in their own country? And if that is the case, what is going on in Jamaica? You know, in the 1960s, coming to 70s, you know, my grandfather told me one thing, may God rest his soul. Sir Tavares told me something that I will never forget. He said to me in the 1960s to the 1970s, when Jamaicans had had enough of a certain nationality pushing them around, the Jamaicans that start from downtown Kingston come up. I keep on saying on this program here, you know, that history have a way of repeating itself. And we must be very careful of those people who come into this country and believe that they can take the Jamaican people for a walkover. The government of the day and these foreign nationals who come into this country to invest, they are putting the Jamaican people back against the wall. And they're going to rebel. And they don't want to see the Jamaican people rebel. They do not want to see the Jamaican people rebel. Let me say something here this afternoon. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security, if the Ministry of Labor and Social Security cannot do something to tell these investors that are coming to Jamaica, they must treat us with respect. How on earth can you be saying that you have people higher up so they don't have to pay you? The government of the day believe, you know, that we the people will sit idly by and do nothing. I want to play a video of the truck drivers up Miami Bay who blocked the entrance to the Chinese construction company. Because it seems as if no other construction company in this country can't do nothing, only the Chinese. And when the Jamaicans work, they don't want to pay them. And the government sit down and do nothing about it. I want you to watch this. The same way those foreigners came into this country and they use the hotel workers along from Negril straight into wherever. I want to pay them local trippants halfpenny. They are going to go on and on and on till one of these days the Jamaican people are going to get up and say we had enough of this. Watch this video here for me.
Tension in Miami Bay, Sintan, as truck drivers employed to the China Harbour Engineering Company staged a protest over unpaid salaries. The drivers expressed their frustration with the company's refusal to pay salaries owed for several months. They claim the company owes them millions. A truck strategically parked, blocking the entrance of the China Harbour Engineering Company construction site in Miami Bay, Santana. A definite ploy by the drivers to get the Chinese manager's attention. Close by, the drivers encircle a security officer and Chinese construction managers. Several truck drivers are employed to truck construction material like stone, marl and diesel to the construction site. They say they are frustrated over alleged weeks of unpaid labor. One driver who supplies diesel to the company is allegedly owed over $11 million.
Truckmen has been here over 1 month now. They have been delivering marl. They have been delivering stone to do the Chinese contractors' work, and we haven't gotten any pay. We have a gas oil person who has been delivering gas oil to them over here. They have not paid him. They have owed him over $11 million. We, the truckers, are here. Some of our truckers, they are owed $1 million, some $800,000. So we are restive now. We can't stay here no longer and let the Chinese come here and owe us for 1 month and over 1 month and not pay. We need our money.
The driver further alleges during the deliberation, one Chinese manager made an explosive claim that he has connections that would exempt him from paying the truck drivers. The security officer tried to maintain order, assuring the men the situation would be resolved and appealed to them to stay calm.
Right now, we haven't seen anybody yet. We have been here. There's a security guy that's trying to tell us what to do, and we can't listen to the security guy because the security guy is not who pays. There's a China guy, he came out here. He told one of our, he told the guy that delivers the petrol that he has friends in the high government, so he doesn't have to pay because he owes them 11 million, and he's telling the guy that he has friends in government, so he doesn't have to pay him.
Now, during the heated exchanges, the manager told the drivers payments are only due after a month as per contract.
I gave you a contract. I gave you a price. We have the contract. We can pay for you, but we need the diesel to continue to sell.
How am I going to get money to pay
So
diesel?
we talking for the payment date. We talking for the payment date. What payment date? The payment date is 1 month. We can check for the bank report. We can check for the bank report. We pay or not?
How do I
We continue to pay or not? Where is we wrong?
What the dickens is going on in this country? Sir Hugh, welcome to the program.
Yes, good evening. Good evening.
I'm not hearing you at all. You're very low. You're very, very low. I can't hear you at all, my brother.
I don't know why. And I'm shouting, so I don't know.
You need to turn up your system.
I turned up, man, so I don't know if it's the phone giving us right. I turned up, so I don't know. Unless I have to come off and come back on and see.
Maybe you have to try that because you're very low.
All right, let me come back and come back. Right,
yes. I don't understand what's going on in this country. You have friends in high places. So what? They must work for you and don't get no pay? Is this the country we call Jamaica? But is it going to fly by night, pitch by day Chinese? Come to this country and take the Jamaican people for slaves? The Chinese man is saying that he have friends in high places. In other words, he have government officials in their back pocket. That's exactly what he's saying. He has government officials in their back pocket. He doesn't have to pay anybody anything. I'm not inciting anything, you know. But one of these days, we'll not get up and hear that from Negril Point tomorrow and Point start. My good friend Finzi Smith said that Jamaica is the largest plantation in history. That is still continuing. Jamaica is the largest plantation that is still continuing. So, Richard, welcome back to the program.
Yeah, man, you hearing me now?
Lord of mercy, I don't know what's going on with you, but you're low.
I don't know. Because my one is up, I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. Talk for me, make I say the people I can hear.
Yeah, man, I'm here. I don't know if you they hear me clear.
Can you hear our guest, SG and Speaker Man? Can you hear the guest? Continue talking for me, no?
Yes. I want to pronounce and the labor and the foreign investors who come to Jamaica. I think the government, I'm say government, I'm not saying the jail people, I'm saying government. Government cover both political parties. I think they're doing the work of Jamaica, the service, because they want the jobs to come to Jamaica. They are selling out the Jamaican people, the workers, by negotiating the type of wages. I will go to the hotel. For instance, in America, how can a hotel worker like in the BVI where I'm at now?
Hold on there for me. Let's not go to the hotel workers. Let's talk to them about these Chinese with this construction company.
I want to go to the Chinese because it's the contract that the government signed with Chinese. You can't blame the Chinaman. Is the rate that the government and all the government.
But if the Chinese has signed some contract with the truck drivers, isn't that different from the contract with they signed with the government?
Yes. So what I get from the Chinaman is that they've signed. I don't know if they in Chinaman say like 1 month and ask, do we pay in a month? And they agree. And the Chinaman say, well, if we pay in a month, so it look like the Chinaman paying a month and they are expecting money in a week. I kind of try to understand that. But if they sign a contract at the Chinaman say, do we pay them? What was the contract? They say a month. And I said, do we pay or not? And the man say yes. So I'm trying to wonder what was the problem.
If you listen to the
video.
Yes.
You listen to the Chinaman ask him, do we pay or not? And what is the term? Then he said month. So I don't know if the Chinaman work for 6 or 7 months.
Well, what the whole one person $11 million. So what is going on? We can't go to China, go hold China's national in the money. This country is becoming a 2x4 banana republic. You see, Richard? I don't understand what's going on in this country, you know. I pay attention to what's going on. How on earth can you be having a construction company owned by a communist government? Because Czech engineering companies owned by the Chinese government. The same company that built the Foreign Affairs building downtown Kingston. The same company that built the Foreign Affairs building downtown Kingston. And now they're going around building apartments, they're going around building all kind of things in this country. And they're treating the Jamaican nationals as if they're nothing. And the Labor and Social Security Office in Jamaica not doing nothing about it. They treat the Jamaican nationals in their wholesale establishment as if they're nothing either. As if we come here by aeroplane and them come here by labor pain. But we must let them know that they come here by aeroplane and we come here by labor pain. The rock belongs to us. But we Jamaicans, we so licky and nyami. So we sell out our black brothers and sisters for little and nothing. You can't do that in China. We cannot go to China and believe that we can own places in China and treat Chinese nationals as all these Chinese people are treating us in this country. It can't work.
I was on a call. Sorry, I was on a call.
Go ahead, Professor.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that is true enough. That's what I'm saying. It all have to do with our government. Because government is supposed to allow Chinese people to come talk to me like them born with. And with attitude too. You understand?
And this man they can't talk about no the flash off the man hand. Eh? As if they don't know how them the money. Jamaicans.
Please, what people in the government can't talk. So that's what I'm saying. You talk from high up.
High up? Huh. I tell you something, you know.
I think them sell we out.
Hello. The two political parties sell us on lock, stock, and barrel.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I said government sell we out. I'm saying government and label it people are jail. Government is government. You get because when they say government at this time, this will take offense. When I'm saying government, them hear them sell we out. I think they need to rewrite them labor code when with the international investors coming in, they need to rewrite and redraw it.
How them for rewrite? Hello, how them for rewrite and redraw anything? And I said them get for them kickback money. Where? You see Edmund Bartlett go down on Negro the other day. Mm-hmm. You see Edmund Bartlett call the staff them in one room one day and talk to them. He went and talked to the people of the Vumvavon, the slave masters, the bucky masters, the Spanish bucky masters who owns the hotels. Yeah. That's what he talked to first.
Yes, because they get the input. So I'm saying, I tell people, you know, I tell people, say, Mark Olin, to me, Mark was my last hope. If Mark Olin fail with, if I win him win, we don't need politics at the minute. Stop vote. Trust me. That is my last hope. To bring some semblance of dignity to Jamaica and in governance and protect the people. Trust me.
This nation is in crisis.
Very big, serious crisis.
$28 billion is being spent at Cornwall General Hospital. I know we can't done. What kind of country are we living in?
It's estimated it can be more. You know? When the hotel finish, you know, it can be more. Because it's estimated to spend 28 billion. So me going to finish, you got 35 or more.
Mama.
So
what a whole situation.
Jamaica want to redraw. Not only the constitution, the whole government system want to reorganize and redraw.
And the Jamaican people better haul and pull up.
Yeah, we need to put the government, We need to put people at the center of the world. They only talk about people when them claim say they represent people. They don't represent people.
In which modern democracy? In which modern democracy can you have a communist construction company owned by a communist government build the Ministry of Foreign Affairs building downtown Kingston? When you're building a foreign affairs building for your country, you know, no foreign government is supposed to build nothing for you.
No.
You must use your local contractors to build it. But some genius within government decide to make China engineering company build the foreign affairs building downtown Kingston. It must be bug left, right, and center now.
But Jeffrey, I gotta tell you something I wrote in Jamaica. Them the Jamaica contractors can't be known. I gotta remember, I don't even know. You see, I work from Ola, right? Roundabout Ola Road.
Yeah.
Straight to gutters. That road was built in 1999. And today that road still stand up.
Then
was on that road is the one that when you have demonstration people burn the patches.
Then my brother.
But that road, all our road, when the rain used to June, you stop, no vehicle could pass out there. So. Everything just flood. And from the sorry paving to that road, you know, 1999. We don't have the more flood out there again, and the road stand up. So we have Jamaican contractor who can build road.
Let me ask you a question. Let me say something to you. You ever been to Negril?
Yes.
You see the 7 mile from the bridge go all the way up?
Go straight to something like that. That stretch there.
You know who built it?
No, I don't know the contractor who built it.
Oh. It's not the Chinese built it though.
It was a local contractor.
It was Jamaicans. My grandfather worked on that road too. It was Jamaicans. Hold on for me, sir. It was Jamaicans who built that road. And the Norman Mandy Boulevard in Negril is still standing. They built the road in such a way that the water run off of the side of the road. But because nowadays they want people to get money under the table. So they use their little fly-by-night, pitch-by-day friends who don't know nothing about construction or building roads. Getting contract to build roads.
Yes.
And same when they use their so-called friends to be project managers, they're not at the Corner Hospital in Montego Bay, who knows nothing about project. Them is a chef, a so-called chef. And why this country can't be better? Because we have some people who has to milk this country, milk the coffers of this country at all times. We have people in this country can build the roads. But some of them too licky and nyami. Jamaica has one of the best Army Corps of Engineers. The American Army Corps said it. That Jamaica Defense Force has one of the best Army Corps of Engineers in the entire Caribbean. And I would go further and say that the entire Western Hemisphere. They could build the Portia Simpson Miller Square if they have the equipment. But successive government don't want the money to spend fairly. They have to nyama food too. They have to nyama food too. They have to chop some money here and chop some money there. This is the country we're living in. This is the nation that we are living in. And when you speak, people label you as a dirty this and a dirty that. This country is in crisis. When you have your people who are working for a communist construction company and they don't want to pay the Jamaicans, and all they can tell the Jamaicans that they have people in high places, the Chinaman is trying to tell us that they have government officials in their back pocket.
Embarrassing.
Exactly what they're telling us.
But that Chinaman come out and say how much other foreign people have that same thing and not brave to come out and say, or don't want to say.
You know, but one thing I have to say, you see, if we, the Jamaican people, don't go out there hold on there for me. There's some news coming in here. Oh. The Lorada Bradshaw and the co-accused in the murder of Philip Paulwell's daughter will return to Philip Paulwell's daughter and mother will return to court on October 8th of this year. So this is what news we get coming in here. Lorada Bradshaw and her 3 co-accused who were charged for the murder of the politician's 10-month-old daughter, Sarara, and her mother, Tarona Pattison, were on Thursday remanded until October 8th, 2025. They will return to court on October 8th, 2025, the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston. So that's the news we have here, that they will return to court on October 8th, 2025. Well, I mean, I don't know what wrong with them people, My brother, go ahead and talk.
Yeah, man. As I was saying that those are the you don't want to make reference to the road in St. Thomas.
Yes.
The part that the local contractors do. They make it bad for the local contractors.
Then somebody up there have one mall quarry. Him a big politician up there. Him own the mall quarry. The Bureau of Standard don't pass him all. Him all have no texture in it. And they're using the mall to build the road. You hear the people in the chat room is saying that they can't hear you. It's not a caller, it's a person. The person says that the caller need to talk up.
But I'm talk loud and I shout.
Well, I mean, no, your system low bad. All right, my brother.
Yeah,
cool. Yes, we're standing by to have a special guest coming on tonight too, But tonight, let us open up the phone lines now before this guest come on. What is your take? Are you going to vote in the next general election? The numbers to call in is 954-529-8030. 954-529-8030. Are you going to vote in the next general election? 98030. What's wrong with this? Hold on there. Behave yourself. Are you going to vote in the next general election? Yes. 954-529-8030. That's the numbers to call into the program. We're going to have a guest come on in at 8 o'clock, at 7 o'clock Jamaica time. A very special guest is coming on to speak to us about the Neuro drill. To speak to us about the Neuro drill. He will be coming on to speak to us about the Neuro drill. But we're asking this question tonight. I don't want to hear who for pitney from who for not pitney. None of my business. It's none of my business who for baby. It's program business, nobody business. More than these people who come into this country believe they can treat us as if we're nothing. Now 200 rounds of 600 rounds of ammunition was found in Westmoreland. Is somebody planning to destabilize the government of Jamaica or something? They find 200 rounds of ammunition downtown Kingston at a warehouse. And yesterday, the day before, they find 600 rounds of ammunition in Westmoreland. What is going on in this country? Listen to this.
Viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com.
We begin with a story we have been following all day. The amount of illegal ammunition seized along the shores in White House, Westmoreland on Monday has ballooned to 4,401.
Now, TVJ News understands that lawmen found the additional rounds after an operation at the premises of the alleged persons of interest.
Kimberly Petty reports.
The rough seas at the Sandstone Beach in White House, Westmoreland is reflective of the mood of fisherfolk who were left inconvenienced following a major ammunition bust. When we visited the beach on Tuesday, the fishermen were alarmed by the news.
I'm doing about 30 a year. I'm going to see something on this beach here. I'm going to fish just go down carrying a night, going at night like 8 o'clock, come back like 7 o'clock in the morning, like night sea. So I'm really never see this happening. So I'm really frightened if you know, say. That will happen and say we're free beach.
Reports are that the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, CTOC, conducted a pre-dawn intelligence-led operation, which led to the seizure of 3,900 rounds of ammunition, 19 exotic animals, and uncustomed cigarettes. According to the police, at about 5 a.m., the CTOC operation unit went to the location where 2 men were observed removing items from the shoreline. However, on approach of the police, they fled, leaving behind several rounds of ammunition, 19 parrots, 9 of which were dead, and 2 squirrels. David, another fisherfolk who was at the beach during the operation, recalled being traumatized.
I'm yesterday morning and the police come on there and then kick off the door and come in and ask me, say, who am I inside my place? I'm saying, I'm alone. So, them said to me, say, all right, go on back on your bed. So I go back on my bed and after I go back on my bed, I go back to what I said. So I get up and come out in the morning and I leave. So I don't know much going on when I come back. Because say all I do them kick off again and they go down and dig up.
He said business has not been the same since.
Good night. Welcome to Mek Wi Talk program. You're live. Where are you calling from?
Good night. This is Jeffrey. I'm calling from Philadelphia.
Hi, Miss Philadelphia. How are you doing?
I'm good, but in body, but not in mind.
What happened to you now?
I'm worried.
Worried about what?
What's taking place in my little sweet country?
Then I must say if I have a war down there, ma'am.
It's a mess, Mr. It's a mess. Nobody taking blame for anything. Everything is nice for them. My God, you're asking the question if we had to vote. I sorry I can't vote 10 times. Because I am coming down to vote. That can't miss me. I don't know why the man will call the election. What is he waiting on?
Well, I don't know what he's waiting on, ma'am.
The longer it stays, the worse it is going to be for him. So I better just give up from now.
True.
I am worried, Mr. Tavares, because of what I heard this man said. And I come back and I hear Mark Stewart say the same thing. It's a plan to wipe out Jamaica completely. And I feel it's the Chinese them doing it.
I don't believe the Chinese doing anything, ma'am. I'm not blame the Chinese for nothing.
Something is in the air, though, Mr. Tavares. Something not right.
Some big man in a something they're going on in Jamaica, you hear me? Something is about to happen.
Yes.
It's either they're planning that they lose the election, 1980 start all over again.
Something not right. And see them bringing the guns now, and them have them followers to talk about a PMP, bring it in, and a Mark Golding and a this. But me not listen to them because them are liar, them are hypocrite and everything. But that's what them have on the TikTok spreading. You know?
My dear, let me tell you something. Sometimes I glance over TikTok, and the way how I hear Jamaicans downgrading their own Jamaicans, I have to ask myself the question: are these people Jamaicans talking about their own Jamaicans this way?
Boy, me tell you, it's a disgrace, Mr. Torres. It's
all
a
in the name of
disgrace.
politics.
All in the name of politics. And when the politics over them hungry singing wheel.
All in the name of politics.
Look what's going on up you see. And the people lock their ears like donkey and answer well everything is right. Everything is okay.
But you know, darling, I tell you something, you know. They keep on saying that there's nothing going on in Jamaica. Jamaica is okay. It's only members of the diaspora running up them out.
Some of them would like to come down here and spend 2 weeks and have an experience.
But if the Jamaican people are saying that there's nothing wrong with Jamaica, ma'am, it's only we in the diaspora running up our mouth. What do you expect?
It's not all of Jamaica. It's not all of Jamaica.
Oh.
It's not all of Jamaica saying that. But you know the ones who are saying that, you know who they are.
One thing I can tell anybody, you know, it does not look good on the international scene. That you can find 200 rounds of ammunition, and then a couple of days after you find 600 or 400 rounds. It don't
know
a population of 2-point-something million people.
Where they going with that? Where they going with that? I don't believe they find so much. I don't believe they find so much.
They did, ma'am. They did.
They did?
Yes, ma'am.
It's serious, though.
Maybe they find even more than they want to tell us that.
I think they don't it don't come through no custom. It's the same thing with the chicken. That's where it come through. No custom. I don't carry it to put there.
Who carry it put there?
The same people that were carrying the gun that with the chicken. The container with the chicken.
You have so many people in the country, Jamaica. I tell you something, you know. I don't think immigration know the amount of Jamaicans in Jamaica illegally. The amount of people in Jamaica illegally, rather.
Nobody thinks any mind on those things. Nobody not thinking of those things, you know. The country is free. The country is let go. When a Chinese can come here, come tell we say them have people in a high places. You think we could have got Chinese go do that?
Well,
we could never.
The Chinese national tell the Jamaicans them in their own country, so we don't have to pay you. We have people we have government officials in high places.
You remember in the 80s when Michael wasn't going communist. Michael was just having a good relationship with Cuba. And them come up here and tell Reagan how much him going communist. That is a communist country.
Check engineering companies owned by the Chinese Communist government.
Right. That's the hypocrisy that I'm talking about.
But the two political parties deal with them, ma'am.
Well, one
hold on to me, ma'am. Hold on to me.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Because I want to learn.
The Chinese construction company has been in Jamaica for a while.
Yes.
Okay? It's not only this government alone deal with it. The PNP deal with it, and the JLP deal with it, ma'am.
Okay. But what I am saying, is the hypocrisy. Because Michael wasn't going communist. And that was Michael's downfall. Them sell out the people, tell the people them uptown. So, Michael I got communist. And them sell out everything and run come America. Sell out. So Michael I got communist.
A day, take one.
Sometimes I used to sit down and hear them.
Hold on for me, darling. You could have remembered that. What on earth does Jamaica own? They sell out the backside company. They sell out Air Jamaica. They sell out Jamaica watershed land. They sell out the prime lands to the Chinese, all in the name of road. The two political parties do it.
We don't have
we own in this country.
They soon start to name Jamaica too. We soon not name Jamaica anymore.
What we need to do is ask the parliament, have you sold the Jamaican people yet?
They sold them already because they go take too much money to bring in the LGBT. That's how they sell out the people them. Eh? They sold me out already. My God. I can't understand. I'm very worried. I'm worried.
Oh,
I'm
Lord,
worried.
I am worried. Oh,
I am
Lord,
worried.
I am worried. I am worried about my country. So give me Jesus. 99.5 won't do. I say, oh Lord, I am worried.
Very worried.
Oh Lord, I am troubled.
Very
I
troubled.
am troubled about Jamaica. So give me Jesus. 99.5 won't do. Eh? I'm banging up in the country one of these days, eh?
One of these days, if in call election tomorrow morning, we're going to have a bangarang because you know what? He means going to lose. And he's not prepared to lose.
Mama me, mo. Jesus have mercy, God.
We don't prepare to lose, and he's going to lose. So that is where the bangarang going to begin.
They ain't gone where they find. Somebody is up to something.
Yes, Mr. Tabaris. Something. Listen to man.
Something is in the air.
Listen to man. I don't see that man face on the air again. The man says, we congratulate you, Olnek, for what you are doing. You have given your best so far, but you need to go over to the fourth stage, which is the wipeout. What is the wipeout? That I'm concerned about.
And we must also ask Idiot Amin. Idiot Amin said that many of us will swim in the blood of the Jamaican people to get to Jamaica House.
Yes.
We must ask Idiot Amin. Hold on, no, me call Idiot Amin. Hold on for me, darling. Me can show who I call Idiot Amin. See me?
Damn.
Hold on, darling. Hold on. We can play it again.
Damn.
Yes.
In more like a cow. He must want some syrup and water.
And I could remember Mr. Fiago saying about dipping hand in a PMP blood to make the X.
Blood,
you remember?
blood. Fire for fire, mama.
I war. And him going to lock down the country tight like sardine tin.
Something is about to happen in the land that would have no water.
Yes. Only what the people and prepare.
Oh Lord, I am worried. I am worried about my country. Mama, baby. I can't be myself tonight, yeah. Darling, thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Same to you, ma'am.
You hear me better now?
Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
You hear me better now?
A little bit better, yeah, still low.
Yeah, but I like I like you realize when it's way this a while ago.
Hold on. Good night. Welcome to Mek Wi Talk program. You're live.
Hello, good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Mr. Jeffrey.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a little concern.
Talk to me.
A concern about the bond. The 200 and
the bond?
The 200 and something guns.
Oh, so like
and
the bond, I want to get a bond. Go ahead.
Right. I did concern about it, and I was saying what amount has passed until I heard about White House. I am in Westmoreland. I'm not going to tell you where in Westmoreland I am. So I am so concerned if so much ammunition, if the police then they find it. Westmoreland not dead, no look like a murder. Them are gonna murder we have down here.
Mass shooting.
The murder.
Jesus Christ.
Understand me? I am so concerned. My spirit is moved. I don't know what is going on because I'm still concerned. Say what amount still pass in the hand of Hoover and if in a.
I don't know who. I want to say good night to a very good friend of mine, a very special friend of mine. Good night, Lady Elsa Shakes. Good night to you, ma'am. She said I must sing because I know me can't sing.
Sing, whether you can sing, yes or not, Mr. Jeffrey. Tell it out. Tell it on the mountain. Tell it everywhere.
Hold on for me, darling. Somebody want to talk to you. Where's that, sir?
Yeah, man, I was just reminded the blogger from Westmoreland.
Hold on there for me. Somebody have their fan on. Who have their fan on?
Pinky, look off the fan.
Pinky, turn off the fan, Pinky.
You remember the blogger from Westmoreland who said I can rise arms, do John Dawes? Westmoreland is from. Westmoreland is from.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, he's from Westmoreland. They want to say I can rise if the PMP win.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, where they going in the country?
Are we for White House, Westmoreland?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We just want to say that.
So, my dear, let me ask a question, my dear. Lady on the line here, Miss Pinky, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this question, my dear. When you hear about this gun find, by the way, before I ask you that question, I heard the Custis Rotolonium of Westmoreland, Custis Harden Perrin,
has
been speaking out about what is going on. And I must get him on this platform here, you know. I must call him and get him on the platform. But darling, when you hear what is going on in guns finding and that kind of something, you believe that someone is planning something to overthrow the government or something?
Whether somebody is trying to overthrow the government, I don't think nobody is trying to overthrow the government. Somebody is trying to make the government stay in power.
Mama.
That's how I see it. That's how I look at it. It looks like they want to bring back a 1980 election.
Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord, I am worried.
That will never happen, mommy. That will never happen. Never.
I don't say never happen, my friend. History ever reading itself, you know.
Yeah, but the premise that other people Sunday to come out and not one person listening. Premise that then the church in Jamaica again.
That is totally different.
People can't wait for the
but do you then did you hear none of them come out and condemn it 200 and something gun that fine in Kingston with those ammunition? Do you hear the Prime Minister? Do you hear Dr. Chang say anything about it?
Them big up the police, they want finding them. That's all I know.
Yes, we big up the police, but them no come out and say nothing about it. And
hold on, my dear, hold on for me.
Them can't say
with all fairness, you know, they did come out and talk about the thing they're going to find at a press conference. Because I listened to the press conference.
I didn't hear it.
They were celebrating the fact
that they found it, yes.
Yeah, they were celebrating that they take phone.
Okay. So the next thing again that I'm saying, I was saying that
I am feeling worried, very, very, very worried. I don't know what is in some of them mind, what is going to go on, but it is very serious. It is very serious, Mr. Jeffrey.
You know, serious yet? One thing
So
I
we have to
can say,
just
you know, we better wake up in this country and stop playing the ass. We better wake up in this country.
Pray. Mr. Jeffrey, right after now, you know, tell you the truth. These two political parties, me just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. You put in one, you take out the one, you put in him back. It just not add up.
Both of them the things, you know, but if it just them not doing enough, but both of them the things.
But no, you know, from 1962 until now, Jamaicans can't see with them when the land don't open. Jamaicans have no water in them pipe. Can anybody tell me the two political parties have served this country well?
To an extent.
That's what I'm saying.
When it comes to in some sense with education, we do good with education. I mean, we have some of the best nurses, doctors, and teachers right across. So we do relatively well with education. It could be far better, but well. When it comes to housing for people, I think Jamaican and
hold on for me, hold on for me, my friend. Caller, thanks for calling. You have a next call coming in. All right. Hello, welcome to Mek Wi Talk program. You're live.
Yeah, good evening.
I can hardly hear her. How you're sitting so muffled? I'm not hearing one thing you're saying. So what I'm to everyone.
I'm going to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I was continuing. So somewhat we ownership of house. I think compared to a lot of people, a lot of places, Jamaican own them own house. More Jamaican own them own one some country.
You know, my friend, I want to find out something here. And I want to say this to this person. What's your name again? What is my name again? Hold on.
Who, me?
No, man. I know for your name. Howard. Or whatever your name is. UIC. Jamaica is the only. Good evening. Welcome back to our program. You're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Jeffrey. Great evening. Great evening.
Great evening to you, sir.
Yeah, that is why I go out. There's some good vibe, you know. Brother.
You tell me what they're going on there.
I'm saying to you, coming down there now. Me out down there right now. Because we can't believe some American country is going with them things, brother. Come on, people, they love them one another again, brother. I want to them, someone.
I don't know, my friend.
Can't know for white people might eat or they might drink, make them have to go and say, the man may say, they might the leader will try to lead the country and lead the people in the wrong direction, brother.
Hold on for me, man. Hold on for me. I want to address something here. You know, I keep on asking myself this question. The UIC, they said, is Jamaica's next option, third option. Can the president of the UIC, Joseph Patterson, can he come out and tell the Jamaican people how much money he has collected over the years of forming this political party called the UIC? Can he open up the books to the Jamaican people, since you want us to vote for you? Open up the books and tell us how much candidates you have for the upcoming general election. We need to see the finances of the UIC. Because they're the two no better. So since you is the better one, be transparent to us, the Jamaican people then. Then we will consider you. Go ahead for me, caller.
Brother, what is going on earth and all the people look and looking at themselves. And she said, no man can't rule it. And God Almighty alone can't rule it, brother. Yeah, so just put your trust in the Almighty man.
True.
They make you work the way it thinks you work, brother. No man can't rule it, brother. Look how much year we are going through them things and it now get better, it just get worse and worse, brother. Eh? And foolish is them things, man. I born and grow a yard, brother. I never know say me will live to see them time I go on a yard and I'm a young man. I'm an old man yet. At this 58-year-old. And I want to see I go on, brother. Grieve me.
But you know
something, people now looking at themselves, brother.
All what is going on in the country, sir, it leaves up to the Jamaican people, sir.
Yeah, that me I say,
the fundamental change that we seek in this country will never come from a political party, you know, sir. We the people must demand the change. And we the people must be the change that we seek.
Brother Jano, things that may go on, man. Grieve me, brother. And what am I raising with a brethren and I say things, brother? Look how animals them are living on earth. And God created all of you know. And look how animals them live. We are live worse than the animal them. And I wish you had like the animal them live certain way and the animal them are live better more we are live, brother. Eh? Channel, the people them love the darkness, them love no light. And the light of the world are Jah himself. People them love no light of the darkness and love, brother. Why people can't see themselves, man?
Alright, sir.
People just never checking Marcus Garvey, this man, and words and some of Marcus Garvey left do, man. So if you know ourselves, man, I will live good, man. No politician can't help me, no, brother.
What
God alone help me, no.
What the people will tell you say that Marcus Garvey didn't go answer.
But caller,
that's why that's how it's
hold on for me, caller. Hold on for me, caller. Somebody's talking to you.
Caller. To be frank, you know, that we can't take with we as people. We are playing politician and we elect. So I'm saying, are we in the community? Or war with the wine? I can't tell you something. But politics, we don't blame what I wanted to make with the gun crime. Now I'm not with politics again. Is a young youth, them when nowadays we grew up in the same house. Jeff, when we are grew up in we never have no gun. When we are with friend, our lifetime friend, what we have today. Well, we are my friend from our baby. We used to fight, you know, but we used to see a big stone and thump of one of face. Just imagine if we have gun.
So if we have to cut this conversation now because my special guest is here. Caller, thank you for calling in.
All right, my brother. Bless you, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Just want to see something as a Jeffrey. Just imagine if we did have gun when we are grown. And me and my lifetime friend, we'd have serious argument that he bust me head. I mean, just but I go from gun and I analyze him. Even with a gun, I'm in prison. But no man, my lifetime friend. So I'm saying it's true, them have access to gun now. Friends and
then who they bring in the gun?
He started with the politician. I mean, I really blame them because a lot of them go foreign now, they'll send go get them friend. When they go to art, yeah, so they're foreign. When they go foreign, when they send money, go get them friend to buy this or buy one car, they want to go like the community. They want a lot in the community, so when they come to America, they want that. We have to talk to them kind of speed. So we let the primary, just imagine.
No, I can't go no further. The guest is here waiting on me.
Okay. All right.
Hold on. I wanna invite Dr. Roger Hunter to the Mek Wi Talk program. Doc, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me and good to be here. Good afternoon or good evening or good morning to all your wonderful listeners here in Jamaica and in the diaspora. Blessed love.
Blessed love, my brother. I want to start out with this newer drill business that is going on. Talk to us about the newer drill. When you
Obviously,
buy,
it's
hold on for me.
simple. It's overpriced. It's not valued that much. It's
Hold on for
obvious.
me. I work
So,
in hospital in Cayman Islands for many years.
beautiful, lovely. Where is it? Chrissy Tomlinson, Georgetown. Tell me which
Chrissy
one.
Tomlinson, yes.
Yeah, with Dr. T. Yeah, man,
Yes.
big man. You big man. Big up, bless up.
Yeah, man. Dr. T is like a father to me.
Yeah, man. Him just a relax and chill now. Chill
Yes,
pill.
he is. He is. I
With
want
a
to ask
little
you this
neuro too.
question. I remember when we started Chrissy Thomas Hospital, and when it's finished and everything, and we're going to Miami to buy stuff. I've never seen Dr. T bought a piece of equipment assembled. Where you buy piece here, piece there, piece here, piece there. I don't understand about this newer drill.
Well, no. Well, we have to be fair.
Yes.
The drill has many capabilities, right? So you have different drills, drill tips, or drill bits, or drill tubes within the drill.
Yes.
So you have the drill that can go like sagittal. It can have rotational. You can have reciprocating. So hence you see the different parts. So that's why you see multiple different parts. So I don't have a problem with the multiple different parts. In fact, I just bought a lot from Germany, and it had a whole lot of different parts. Hospital in Germany, university hospital, they were decompressing their Medtronic stock. So they asked me if I wanted to purchase it. So I did. And there are many, 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 many different parts. So I'm quite comfortable with my neurosurgical capabilities, because sometimes, for instance, the bit that you're going to use to cut open the skull is not the same bit that you're going to use to drill little tiny bones inside the head. And it's not the same bit that you're going to use to drill your mastoid bone behind your ear. To do like a mastoidectomy, or to do a retrosig approach. No, not at all. And it's not necessarily the same bit you're going to use on the spine. So it has many different functionalities. And in fact, sometimes you don't need a drill at all. We're talking about premature babies. You can't use a drill on them. You just use a scissors and cut open their skull. Because it's not ossified. So we have to be very clear that the drill has many different capabilities. It's like different fitting. Okay, like the best way to imagine it is a vacuum cleaner.
Right.
So you have the big part for the when you have your big area to vacuum. But when you want to go into your corners, you take off that part and you put on another bit and you clean the corner. So nothing is wrong with that. It's perfectly fine. In fact, they're well adapted to take on the many situations. My problem with it, obviously beyond the ridiculous price, is obviously not that expensive. There's a lot of hanky panky went on there. That is without any question. So there ain't no way that drill is $31 million. It cannot be. Impossible. That is what we call fat pork. That's somebody getting fat added on. And they never used to do it in medicine. They do it in construction, they do it in building, but they never used to mess with the medical equipment.
True.
What it costs, it costs. For instance, they bought a microscope at KPH for $74 million. Now, a microscope is much, much, much bigger than a drill. It's going to outlast the drill. And yet it's $74 million. How can this drill be a third of the price of the microscope? So it immediately, that drill shouldn't cost more than $3 to $5 million maximum. Plus, I don't like it. I don't like it because it's electric. I have a lot of electric drills, but I have them from Anspatch. They call it EMAX.
Yes.
But I prefer the pneumatic drill, where you put the drill connected to a cylinder under pressure. But what the lovely neurosurgeon, the lovely lady, was saying was that the we don't have to worry with the cylinders, but what she'll also admit is that we can pipe the copper wires through the wall and take the cylinders outside of theater. So, like what happens in Hargreaves, because I built a theater there for me in Hargreaves, because as Peter Wellington said, boy, Dr. Hunter, you're the first one to do proper neurosurgery at Harg in Mandeville. So I take that credit. Yay, but God bless his soul, Peter Wellington. Such a lovely fellow. He died of, I think, prostate, But Hargreaves is not what it used to be, and things are going to happen at Hargreaves soon and very soon. It's the third oldest independent hospital in Jamaica. The first oldest one, thanks to nuns from New York, is St. Joseph's Hospital. I don't know if they're Dominican or Franciscan, but they came in 1916. So that December this year, it will be 109 years old. So it's 108 and a half now, right? And they were self-sufficient. They raised their goats, they raised their things and fed the patients and nursed the patients. And you had great names like Dr. Fiani, who would come up, and I think Dr. Fiani eventually started to work from home like I do and did a lot of surgery, a lot of not sur- surgery and procedures at home. Dr. Tony Jackson did a lot of procedures at home. You have to remember, medicine started at home and it's going to end at home.
I remember Tony Jackson.
Yeah, that man was a class.
Yes, he used to come to Cayman.
Right, the man was immaculate.
He was
that
coming
man
the whole
got a scar. You need a microscope to see that scar.
Yes, true.
You need a microscope. The man had his house properly adapted for surgery because that's where surgery used to be, at the doctor's house. Not just medicine, but surgery itself. I give you a story. I love history, so you have to understand me. So you have to you have to stop me when you want to stop me.
No, man, go ahead and speak.
King Edward VII, who taught us how to wear the jacket and tie.
Yes.
Called Bertie. His mother was Queen Victoria. Victoria Pierre, Victoria this, Victoria that, Victoria this, Victoria in every single country. Because she stayed on the throne very long. She used to be once a year, and that's it. And she had a lot of kids, and Albert Hall, Prince Consort, was her husband. He died. But when she died in 1901, Bertie, like I did, developed acute appendicitis, ruptured. And Bertie was battling this ruptured appendicitis without antibiotic. But I don't have my drip and antibiotics and infusion pump and O2 sat. My oxygen went down to 85%. I put on my oxygen concentrator. It went up to 100%. I don't normally have 100% oxygen levels. So Bertie had to get the best surgeon. And it happened to be at the London. Notice the choice of my words. The London Hospital was where the refugees, the Jews, were. It was like a slum, not fit for a king. So it didn't have the royal title. So Mr. Treves, Treves, had to ride on his horse and go to Buckingham Palace and do a tiny little slit in Bertie's tummy and drain his pus, glorious pus, and probably put a little piece of plastic drain, like a glove, to drain it out. Guess what Bertie was doing 2 days later?
Tell me.
Drinking and smoking. The man was drinking. The people, they love him like cook food. They love Bertie like cook food. King Edward VII. You'd see Buster Mantis papers. You see Norman Manley. They love them. They loved him. When we had the 1907 earthquake in Jamaica, he gave us £1 million, but also gave us £1 million in grant. He was really loved. And he was very popular with the ladies, very popular with the ladies.
Yes, like the former Gigi Sir Flowers in the glass bowl.
Like you, Shara.
Yes, yes. Who
You
love
know,
to
if
sit
you
on
want
the
to find, if you want to find any of these prime ministers, you know, so okay, when is the beauty pageant? What date?
Oh
What time is
Lord.
it? That's that. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll find him then. And you lay with him. If
Yes.
you want to find a royal in Jamaica, you just say, okay, when they come in, all right, just stay at the war memorial, lest we forget. You know, they
Mhm.
always remind the Germans what they did. And
Yes.
that's where you catch David Cameron. You just stay at the war memorial because they're always gonna go to the war memorial. It's nonstop. They'll
Mm.
never stop going to the war memorial to remind the world of what the Germans did.
Let me
So
ask you
coming
this.
back to Bertie, Bertie
Yes,
had
please.
his appendix drained at home. Surgery started at home, and you can tell your listeners today that it's going to end at home, whether we
Mhm.
like it or not. So when I had my fast forward, so the London hospital was not fit for a king.
Mm.
So he couldn't have surgery there. He had to go to Buckingham Palace, and he had surgery at his home in Buckingham Palace, and it was successful. And Mr. Treves that lived, unlike Governor Denham, who had surgery and then he died after surgery. I think Governor Denham was the one who locked up Bustamante for 3.5 years at Upper Camp.
Mhm.
Can you imagine? Locked up for 3.5 years. I suppose that's why the JLP don't quite like the judicial system.
There you go, because they're afraid to get locked up again.
It's like a Babylon system to them, you know?
Yes.
Them not get fair, them don't, in their eyes, they don't get justice. But let's fast forward. So there are um, two important, what should I say, figures in the history of Jamaican surgery. And Sir John Simon Rawson Golding wrote about it.
The John Golden.
Yeah, yes, that's Marky G's dad.
Right.
Man, wherever I will follow, 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 follow. Wherever he goes and everywhere, I will follow him. We were his disciples. Wherever he went, we went. He said, okay, I'm doing my private practice now. You guys have to go. We stayed. The man was a gentleman. We went into surgery with him in 1994. We assisted, yeah, there was no anesthetist. He did his own anesthesia. And maybe there was a circulating nurse. And the man gave me $500 to assist him. We weren't
Mhm.
looking for the money. We were just all in awe by the man's presence.
Yes.
And so Sir John Golding is a great, 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 great figure in Jamaica's surgical history. But he was a little boy to a lot of the doyens in surgery, like like Carnegie and like
Dr.
Aubrey
Carnegie.
McFarlane. Right, and the Fianis and Herbert Morrison and Louis Grant, who trained with Alexander Fleming. He was a fledgling compared to them because the university was a fledgling university. So we had powerful figures in the local territories, and each parish hospital had a big giant. Dr. Robb, you name it. Dr. Lampard down in St. Thomas, every parish hospital had a big dog. He could do
Let,
everything.
let me
He could
ask
do
you this.
brain surgery. He could do thyroid, breast, take out the uterus. He could do it. But there are two figures I need to quickly mention. Sir Harry Almanthodo from Guyana. He was the first, I think, West Indian to become a professor of surgery. He was trained at the London Medical School. And then Reginald Carpenter, J.C. Oldboy, he was also Reginald Carpenter. He was also trained at the London Medical School. When I
Mm.
came along in 2010, the London no longer had that reputation, and it had received its royal charter. So it was now called the Royal London Hospital in Whitechapel, serving the people of the less, you know.
Mhm.
And I also worked at St. Bartholomew Hospital. That's in Smithfield Market in St. Paul's, that area, St. Paul's Cathedral in London. And the great the great Arthur Wint trained at medical school at St. Bartholomew Hospital. It's the oldest hospital in Britain. And Arthur Wint was given an MBE in 1948 for winning the university games and winning a gold medal. He beat France in the university games in 1948 and got an MBE. I don't know why Jamaica never gave Arthur Wint an OJ, but Jamaica was different then. He died at 70 years old. Arthur Wint used to smoke and he would run like fire. He was training in the winter, and they recognized that he beat Roger Bannister, who won the 4-minute mile. So all the British would talk about Roger Bannister, who became a surgeon, but they never talked about Arthur Wint. Arthur Wint beat him. Arthur Wint beat him. Beat him properly. Properly. So Arthur Wint was a chain smoker. And he was trained at St. Bartholomew Hospital in England because he was in the Second World War, and he was a airman, and he was given anybody who survived the Second World War or the First World War automatically had their space in university reserved. So Arthur went to St. Bartholomew to do medical school. He then came back and went back to England, where I think in Manchester he did further training. The longer run, I'd recommend it to your listeners to read it. The book, The Longer Run, by his daughter wrote a book about Arthur Wint. Coming back to Jamaica, though, so we have Reg Carpenter and we have Sir Harry Anamonthodo, but they were not the initiating doctors at University of West Indies. University of West Indies Hospital, University Hospital, was a branch of University College London. But there was actually a school that had a branch of University College London before University of the West Indies. And Sir John Simon Rawson Golding mentioned it in his book. And guess which school that was?
UTech?
Nope. Jamaica College. Jamaica College granted degrees from 1890 to 1905. And then they stopped and emerged. So Jamaica College is a part of the history of Jamaica. But the buildings tell a lot of history. In fact, some of the history is actually missing. So Sir John Golden mentioned Jamaica College and Aubrey McFarlane, who is from the West, and his impact. If Aubrey McFarlane said, me and you now do surgery, that's it. We could have ball blood. We could have ball blood. We now do it. Because they were so powerful, my friend. They were so powerful. But these are back in the 30s and 40s. So Aubrey McFarlane took the ship and went to Oxford, where he worked with a colonial by the name of Sir Hugh Kearns. Cairns. He was at the London, but he became frustrated and went to Oxford. And Sir Hugh Kearns did a lot of work on helmets and seatbelts. So that's why we wear helmets and seatbelts. And Aubrey McFarlane did 6 months with him. And then but he's a truly general surgeon. They did everything. They did gynecology, they did ENT, they did orthopedics, they did every and anything they did. Because the surgeon was really the most utilitarian doctor you could find. A physician was limited. Most of conditions in those days needed surgery, even infections, they needed surgery to drain the pus. Glorious pus. So we all would have memories of great doctors when we were growing up. So coming forward, I'd like to say that the Royal London got its charter, and I was a consultant there. So after getting the consultancy at the Royal London, after getting a consultant appointment at the Royal London.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but before that, I would have passed several exams. Other people had a chance to pass exams. I don't know why they bad mind me, but it is what it is.
Let me ask you this question, though, Doc. Let me ask you this question. Let's go back to the whole scenario that's going on in the country now.
It's horrible.
As a neurosurgeon, hold on for me. As a neurosurgeon, how would you describe Jamaica's health sector now? And what is going on by UA?
-1, I'll give it. -1. Winston Churchill turning in his grave. He opened UE. He opened it in 1952. Myrtle Gordon, bless her soul, she's turning in her grave. She died at 101. First sister on Ward 9. University has somehow become a totally different place. It's just not what you'd recognize. And I think it became trapped in the whole push to get the numbers up. So at one time they had like 350 going to 400 students. So you lost the Camelot days where they knew each person by name. But if you have a school with over 300 students, the wards are still fixed. You can see where they can graduate and only take one, maybe just two, examine 2 patients, and you're a doctor. So it's not the same quality. Compare this with Sir John Golding, who in 1957, at the Kendall crash, put medical students in his car and drove to the site, not to his home, to the site of the Kendall crash in Manchester. It was the second largest train death in the whole world then. And operated on the site, did what he had to do. You had mangled extremities. Sir John Simon Rawson Golding, let God bless that man. That man has done so much good for Jamaica. The Mona rehab, the polio outbreak, Sir Arthur Wint, MBE, started the Sports Medicine Association of Jamaica. He was the first president, and Sir John Golding was the vice president.
Yes.
Arthur Wint was a very shy guy, but he owed a debt to Norman Manley, who defended him in 1934. Arthur Wint went to Calabar and Excelsior, and I still rate Arthur Wint as the greatest. To see what he had to go through to achieve what he did.
Yes.
In terms of winning that first gold medal. But university is no longer what it was. It's totally what it was. When you have doctors assaulting nurses, cursing bad words, saying things like, oh, it's a week since I have not had sex. I can't make it up. I cannot make it up. I can't make it up. When you have doctors have students, residents trapped in the system, force them to work on this parasitic part of the hospital called the Tonitway wing. It's like a parasite. It's a parasitic part. Force them to do it for free.
What?
There's this Guyanese surgeon who would say, oh, slavery ended so many years ago. Really? That Guyanese surgeon never paid you 1 cent for assisting him at surgery. Right? Whereas Sir John Golding paid you $500 as a medical student.
So let me ask you this question, though, Doc.
Standards have fallen.
Huh?
Standards have fallen in terms of decorum, behavior. I mean, doctors. I mean, it took me 5 months to get Carl Bruce arrested. 5 months. Thank God there's no statute of limitation on crime. I cannot speak to the details of the matter, but all I can say is that Carl Antonio Ricardo Bruce is arrested and is waiting his day in court on the 29th of September. I ask good people of the diaspora and in Jamaica to keep a lookout for that date, the 29th of September. He told lie after lie after lie to the police. The police begged me to help. to find him. And we found him by a phone call that we got. Now, this particular person, for him to get trained in Canada, they had to tell a lie. And they lied that he had finished his training when he had not. Because Canada would not take him. Toronto Health Systems, they only took people who finished their training. So some older surgeons told a lie that Carl Bruce finished his training. And so he was got given positions, but there were rotations, really, a continuation of his training. He was like midway his training. So he did 6 months in skull base, 6 months in vascular. He's not a spinal surgeon. He's not a spinal fellow. He's not a skull base fellow. He's not a neurovascular fellow, because he just spent 1 year and 10 months, and it's not enough. It's not enough. He can't do complex percutaneous pedicle screws. There was a case where he was cussing bad words to the nurses. Mighty God. Dr. Bamidele from Nigeria had to say, Dr. Bruce, you cannot be speaking to the nurses like that. You cannot be doing it. Him said, I'm afraid of nobody. And nobody can tell him nothing.
Oh.
Well, I don't know why he never stand up for the police to just give him a soft arrest. Him run away.
Let me ask this question, Dr. Hunter. In all of this going on with Dr. Bruce and what is going on at UA, has the Medical Council Board sanctioned this man?
Absolutely not. I cannot make it up. They have not. In fact, I worked in England for such a good deed, a good time. This is not a matter for the medical board either. He would automatically be in prison. If this happened in Florida, he would be in jail, because it's a violent crime. Can you imagine that a patient is abandoned with a ruptured aneurysm, for somebody to come and attack me beside a $500,000 gift by John and Jenny Greaves of Tankwell, God bless their soul, bought from Germany, although there's a question if somebody got commission from the purchase of that brain lab. Because it was funny why the brain lab was chosen from Germany when Germany has never supported our training. Whereas Medtronic gave me a drill for $30,000, they gave me free. Free?
In all of what is going on, they did not, they don't sanction him and nothing. So tell me
nothing.
something.
I wrote to them from November and told them this, that the man assaulted me. I wrote to them from November and told them that Franz Pencil has been criminally convicted in the courts of the land, and that on January 15th, he was sentenced. The chairman of the medical council, who is a lodge man, said, well, it has to be gazetted. I went to the Supreme Court and they said, no, doc, these are never gazetted. So I gave him the number for the Trelawney Circuit Court. Now, Franz Pencil, who punched another doctor in the mouth, splitting his lip in the Falmouth Hospital, along with a racist Jamaican, a near white Jamaican, who said that my student, Pressy Hamilton, the head of neurosurgery there, proud of him, deserved lashes. Understand what a near white Jamaican, for most Jamaicans, you say him white.
Yes.
Near white, saying that the man deserved lashes. Before him stop Pencil and hold on to Pencil and hold him back and said, no, you can't do that. With the patient's come first. The man not only watched the violence, he also said the man deserved lashes.
Jesus Christ.
And this guy, Ren O'Holness, was trespassing on the Falmouth compound. because by then he was like 80 years old and they had stopped his contract from 4 years ago and said, boss man, you know, lift up. Boss man, you know, leave. You went to Bruce Schooling and you got a extra contract because you divorced your wife in Canada who look after your 5 children. And so she's getting all of the alimony. And come to Jamaica, say you're coming to help Jamaica. Well, the first time when I checked my friend Garfield Odenste Blake from the Great St. Jago High School, which was Beckford and Smith and the Cathedral School for Girls, Garfield was doing a postmortem on his patient who died from a pituitary surgery. So I understood that this man, I think, was probably going too far. He should be retired, writing books, writing memoirs, and speaking wisdom to the younger ones.
So, Dr. Hunter.
But he refused because what he did is come to Kingston and said that the other one who should, Franz Spencer, was only good to hold a retractor. He's only fit to hold a retractor. And that selfish act caused Ren Holness to get into trouble. Because when they appointed they told Ren Holness they're not giving you another day beyond 75 years old.
But
remember now, you know, he's getting a lot of complications now, you know. When it's a complications, it's like saying, you know, people are leaving the earth too soon, you know.
Yeah.
They are flying away.
Dr. Hunter.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
They're crossing over.
Yes, onto the other side. Dr. Hunter.
For Mr. Bell, God bless his soul. Rest in peace, Mr. Bell. The husband of Mrs. Bell, manager of Toyota Jamaica. So when me work, me always have monitor. I always have 2 monitors. I have not had a single death working at home for 5.5 years. Not one single death. Not one. Not one.
What is the reason?
I've done doctors, lawyers. I've done development specialist. I've done, you name it, the great and mighty entertainers I've done.
Dr. Hunter.
Here it is. We have a situation where Franz Spencer is criminally convicted, trained by Brian Holness, trained by Carl Bruce, trained by Ivor Crandon. Criminally convicted, and the medical council, whose chairman is Milton Hardy, and who is in the lodge,
Milton Hardy?
And who was very good friends with Franz Spencer's dad, God rest his soul, because he died, felt sympathy and said, well, it has to be gazetted before the medical court. It has to be brought to their attention before it can act. This was not the first time Franz Spencer was attacking someone. At Cornwall Regional, he had thumped a patient down.
Hold on for me, Dr. Hunter. Hold on a minute there. I want to come to this part of the conversation. Has the Medical Council Board of Jamaica give you a reason why they suspend your license?
Absolutely none.
Have they brought you in front of a meeting to have a meeting with them, in front of them?
Absolutely not.
So you do not know why you were suspended?
Nope. When I asked the chairman, we had a virtual meeting, but it was canceled because the lawyers didn't show up. The chairman turned up 25 minutes late. The court should ask for the video of Zoom of that meeting. Because I asked the chairman, what is a Magna Carta? And he had to be reaching towards Colin Virgo or Gloria Langren to find out what's a Magna Carta. The Magna Carta is like 800 years old. I found a copy recently in the United States. Essentially what it says is no decision about me without me. Essentially what it says, you have the right to face your accuser. So if I say, no, and you know what? When Tom Tavares Finson stood on his feet on the 15th of April, I think he had forgotten how I helped him during COVID. I think he had forgotten how I helped his family and how I helped his worker.
Yes.
It's there on my early treatment COVID conferences. His own words are there. We're just waiting to play the words. So the Magna Carta must be respected. The right to face the accuser. There's no natural justice.
Dr.
Pardon?
Hunter, what did Mr. Tavares Vincent said?
He said that Your Honor, he can't he's a bit surprised these things are in court. Carl Bruce assaulted me 18 years earlier on the 31st of January 2007. Why do I remember it? Because Neville, my apologies, Neville Walton, Dr. Neville Walton and his crew wanted to put a generator beside my yard. And I tell Neville Walton, who had no children, that no, I don't want the generator beside my yard. So I had to use my Fletcher and Gordon and thanks Ethan Sinclair and Chris Kelman and got an injunction against them.
Mm-hmm.
On the 31st of January 2007, the police entered the complex, guns drawn, everything. And they had to put back every strand of grass they had dug up. Because I realized that a lot of the complexes being built, they were taking away the green acres, the green pastures, the green spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Defend it, I had to defend the green space.
Yes, in
Come
all
back,
of
come
this,
back,
though,
come back. So I
hold on
remember
to
the
me,
day.
Doc, in all of this, though,
an injunction against Dr. Neville Walton and his crew not to put the generator beside my yard. You don't want it beside your yard, but you want it beside mine. In the end, it was put somewhere appropriate. But when I'm now happily going off to go to work at about 11 a.m., there comes this fellow. And that's where I have to stop and pause and leave it. Because it's sub judice, and therefore I can go no higher. But all I can say is that the police asked me for 5 months to help them to capture this man who told them lie after lie after lie. And the medical council refused to sanction him, refused to hold a hearing, refused to do nothing about him. He cursed bad words, he did this, he did that, he did everything. He said, I'm not afraid of nobody. It was the taxpayers who paid for his training in Canada. The taxpayers. The university hospital paid his salary in Canada. Taxpayer money.
Jamaican taxpayers.
Jamaican taxpayers. Or let's rephrase it. People who pay tax in Jamaica. Because you have residents too, not true?
Yes, yes.
You have citizens from other countries. But majority are Jamaicans. And the Jamaican taxpayers pay for this fella under this deliberate lie that he had finished his training when he had not.
Dr. Hunter, what I want to find out from you, though, I find it very, well, I don't know how to say this, but I find it very, the word I'm looking for, I can't find it. But how is it that you have a doctor who's not a neurosurgeon, operating as a neurosurgeon in the country, and nobody says nothing about it?
Okay, so that one I'm free to speak about right now. So back in the day, they used to have surgery was structured in Jamaica, not America, in Jamaica. Like if you have like your fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons, you were then considered fit to be trained in surgery.
Yeah.
You weren't a surgeon yet, It was that initiating exam.
Yes.
And then you go on and learn surgery by the grandfather route. Some great doyen would teach you. Alfred Carnegie, Mr. Fiani, Mr. Herbert Morrison. And then when they feel that you have done maybe 6 years, some people never got to the end. They stayed a registrar. In America, you say resident for life. They never became consultants. So that was a place in 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s we start to change. 70s we change even more. They said, no, you need certification, boss.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go and get your certification. So guess what? Dr. George Locke in the 1960s was certified in the United States, has completed his training. Dr. Glenn Neil Dwyer, Monroe Old Boy, certified in England, much older than Ivor Crandon the Guyanese, much
So,
older, much
Doctor
older, certified in England, consultant.
Hunter, Doctor
Come
Hunter,
on, give me a chance to give you the names. Boswell Roberts, certified 1984. Let me give you the name. Dr. Laramo, fully trained from Toronto, certified neurosurgeon. Elizabeth Donaldson Hugh, the daughter of Enid
Donaldson.
Donaldson Hugh, The Real Taste of Jamaica. You know
Yes,
that book?
I know
The
her.
Real Taste of Jamaica.
Yes.
So that's Beth. And her husband Tony Hugh. Both of them paid their dues. Both of them
But
stuck
I
it out
want to go back. I want to go
and
back.
did their qualifying exam in neurosurgery and are
Yes.
certified neurosurgeon, and they have their certificate of completion of training of neurosurgery in England
Yes. But
in the same class as Ivor Crandon. So what is Ivor Crandon's excuse for not having certification in neurosurgery? He has none. Not one. What's his excuse? Richard Spann had it from Trinidad. John Gill had it from Barbados. Consultants in Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
What is Ivor Crandon's excuse for not having neurosurgical bona fides? And if you Google his name, and I ask your audience to Google his name right now, and you will see DM in neurosurgery on the University of West Indies Mona website and the Tony Twaits Wing website. He has no DM in neurosurgery.
So hold on here now. Stick up in there for me now. You are saying he has no neurosurgery
Bona
certificate?
fides. No
Nothing.
certification in neurosurgery. Nada.
Okay, hold on,
Zero.
hold on. How is it? But I can't understand though. Why the Medical Council Board of Jamaica still has a person that working? Yet
You have to ask them that, boss.
Hold on. Yet you who are certified.
Three times, triple.
Yes.
I'm the only person in the whole world with a West Indian qualification in neurosurgery, the British qualification in neurosurgery done in record time, and the European prize for the top candidate in neurosurgery. The only one in the entire world. That's not to say somebody else couldn't do it. It's just that at this moment, I'm the only one.
So how is it then, Dr. Hunter?
And then after that, I went and did more training.
Yes.
And did a 1-year fellowship in spine in the great city of Liverpool. We won the EPL this year.
Yes.
Thanks to John Barnes, I got a job.
Yes, but what I want to find out from you though, how is it that you are suspended by Jamaica's Medical Council Board and you're saying to us tonight that that individual and other individuals are not certified, but yet they're practicing neurosurgery in the country, sir?
My dear sir, we need to have discussions like these. People need to know. People need to know. Let us take Ken Ball's situation. The Right Honorable or the Most Honorable Deputy Prime Minister Kenneth Ball.
Yes.
From Springfield Elementary School in St. James. I think originally he's from Portland, but his father was an overseer for Delissa's plantation. Yes. They have Carl Jarrett, who owns half of Montego Bay, and Delissa, who owned the other half. Delissa was obviously Jew. the Hasidic Jews from Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
But and my dad was hired by his father, Kenneth Ball's father, to be the accounting clerk. But then my father had further ambitions to go and do agronomy and what you call it, farm school and all of that. That was a big deal in those days. So why is it in 1989 you are showing up without bona fides? Why is this territorial grab? When you go to Trinidad, people have them final neurosurgery qualification from Temple University, historical black colleges, right? You have Nelson Oweseko. You have Jack Marcos from the Royal London, trained by Sid Watkins, who did a lot to make Formula One safer. Remember, that's my hospital where I was a consultant. They went to the United States. They went to the United States and have their final bona fides in neurosurgery.
Yes.
So why Ivor Crandon, who don't pay you assistant fee, have you working on patients, and him don't pay you no assistant fee? Why is he allowed to come from Guyana to Jamaica to say that, well, him done, he's finished? And there is a Trinidadian by the name of Derek Mitchell who started to train with him, say he want to become a neurosurgeon, and quick 6 months later him quit because he said, well, he's just not, he don't feel like he's equipped to train someone in neurosurgery.
Well, let's go
That
back to the
was
question
about
I asked
1990.
Let's go back to the question I asked you, Dr. Hunter. My question tonight, and I need an answer from you, sir. How is it that these person who you're saying do not have any certified qualifications or practicing neurosurgery
Not these
in Jamaica?
persons. One particular person, Ivor Crandon. Randolph Cheeks, another Guyanese. To my knowledge, I don't know he has any final certification, so I'll be silent on that. But I don't think he has. He worked as a consultant. He might have worked as a senior registrar, and he may have worked in absentia for his boss when he was there. But these two Guyanese came to Jamaica, and they hated each other like nothing else. And if you were Cheeks his patient, and I am Crandon's patient, and Cheeks goes on leave, sorry for you, because Crandon now go look after you. And if Crandon goes on leave, Cheeks now go look on me. Him just going to leave me until Crandon come back. This is what these two Guyanese came to Jamaica and did.
Okay.
These two Guyanese, they have no bona fides in neurosurgery. When Glenn Neil Dwyer had it, George Locke has it. Has it. I don't know if he's still alive, but he's married to, as I said, Darrell Vaz's first wife's mother, his ex-wife mother, right? And he went to California. They stopped me and asked me, do I know George Locke? Because he was working at the Martin Luther King Hospital. Then I saw Leramo from Nigeria. He had his full bona fides from Toronto. Full qualification in neurosurgery. And then he told me, oh, they want to get rid of the African, get rid of the African, get rid of the African.
Hold on for me now, Dr. Hunter. Hold on.
So this is the 80s.
Yes, hold on for me now, Dr. Hunter. I'm still trying to get an answer from you. I cannot come to, because I haven't heard anybody from the Medical Council Board come out and debunk anything you're saying either.
Because it's the truth. They know.
But hold on there, Dr. Hunter. I am trying to understand something here. You are telling us, and you have been saying, because I got a lot of voice note that was sent to me that you send out, that these persons, Dr. Carl Bruce and
was falsely presented to the Canadians as if he was finished his training when he hadn't, and only did 1 year and 10 months. That's not enough.
So how is it? Hold on for me, doctor. Hold on. So how is it that the Medical Council Board of Jamaica allow him to practice neurosurgery? He's also the president of something up by UWI, or some professor or something. I am trying to understand something here. And I'm not understanding it at all. Is it that hold on for a minute. Is it that this man is involved in so much politics?
Yes. He went to Manchester High School with Christopher Tufton. Christopher Tufton, again, I can't go into that part because that would be in the territory that's under criminal investigation.
Oh, so okay. So you can't answer me.
It took me 5 months to lock him up.
Hold
5
on.
months.
Hold on. You can't answer me tonight. Why is it the Medical Council Board still have him there? Because all of that is in court.
I wrote to Patrick Hilton and said that the man must be interdicted.
Who is Patrick
because
Hilton?
they need to look. Patrick Hilton was separated from NCB.
What he has to do with this?
He's a chairman of the University Hospital Board. He doesn't know nothing about medicine. He doesn't know anything about medicine. Went to Four Paths Primary School, maybe Clarendon College or Glenmuir. Went to UWI. That's it. I don't know him to work in Frankfurt. I don't know him to work in London. I don't know him to work in New York. I looked at him and tell him there'll be no new norm. Stop. Do not carry your workers to court. Do not force them to take the vaccine. Louis Grant taught Sadie King, who taught me that these viruses always mutate and the vaccines won't work on them.
Okay.
And the problem is not really the virus, it's the bacteria. So Patrick Hilton comes and is the chairman of the University Hospital Board.
So hold on
but
there now.
He has no medical bona fides.
Were you a part of the surgeons who operated on Jamaica's Governor General?
No, not at all. Not at all. And I would decline him as a patient unless nobody else was available.
So he did a surgery at UWI though?
It is alleged, as according to how I understand it, he didn't work at Andrews where he once chaired the board. He did surgery, as I am led to understand it, at University Hospital, West Indies, total twitch swing parasitic limb. The parasitic limb.
Yes.
The parasite.
So he did the surgery there.
Right. And I hope and pray that he will be able to come back to work. But spinal surgery is a funny thing. Let us talk about Danny Williams. Danny Williams did the surgery once, it failed.
Are Danny Williams?
Yeah, man. It once, it failed. I'm a JC old boy like me, you know.
Yes.
Come to me for help.
Danny.
For the Matalan dorm, and I helped him.
Yes.
Right? And then write me letter.
What happened?
Once, it failed. He did it again, it failed. Went to Florida, did surgery there, it failed. Went to Florida again, did surgery. Got pneumonia from the ventilator, and then he died at 88. I had a lady named Nurse Myrtle Gordon, who Ivor Crandon, who has no bona fides in neurosurgery, none whatsoever. And so the internet must take away this neurosurgery that's beside his name. He doesn't have any DM in neurosurgery. He has no neurosurgical certification. None whatsoever.
Dr. Hunter, I am here listening. I've listened to your voice notes and everything. And I'm trying to figure out why the Jamaica Council Board dismiss you. You can't practice in Jamaica. It is alleged that these individuals up by the University of West Indies Hospital are operating without the proper certifications, and the Medical Council Board of Jamaica does nothing about it. The so-called Minister of Health does nothing about it. Something not adding up here.
And what's worse, they were absolutely upset when Carl Bruce was brought to justice. And Tom Tavares Finson stood on his feet and said on a news circular that Dr. Hunter cannot practice medicine. Full stop. How did he know that from the 15th of April?
Mr. Tavares Finson said that in the court?
No, he said it. He sent out a voice note to the News FM. They had to apologize to me.
Do you have that
because
voice note?
I said it's there on their website. Diffuse, TVJ, CVM.
Hold on there.
Jamaica Observer.
Hold on there for me,
I
Dr. Hunter.
printed it, but the print media.
Dr. Hunter,
not the Gleaner, though. Not the Gleaner. Not RFM.
Dr. Hunter, hold on. You're saying to us tonight that Tom Tavares Finson, attorney at law, QC,
same one who I helped in COVID, the same one.
He got up in the court and said what?
Well, I must be mad for not going for mediation. Normally, it's usually the accused, the accused who you send for mental evaluation. But he said maybe this time it should be the accuser.
So, Mr. Tavares Finson,
and then afterwards, after the court date was set for the 29th of September, because the Honorable Judge Lady heard it loud and clear that I was not in any mood to mediate with Carl Root. That he was deeply offended. 5 lawyers walked in with him, including the famous Donovan Williams. The whole interest of those shares for medical technology.
We're going to go there, so hold on there. We're going to go there, so because we have enough time. We're going to go there, so hold on a minute. What me want to find out from you, though, is Tavares Finson is the attorney at law for Carl Bruce.
As far as I knew, he appeared in court on his behalf. I have 3 final qualifications in neurosurgery. Bona fide, University of the West Indies celebrating, what a great thing is there. They are part of the achievement. A part of what? A part of what? They are part of my persecution. I took my hard-earned money, spent $10,000 US dollars in the year 2000, and ordered my books on Amazon. That people senior to me even borrowed my books. I used to spend the whole weekend editing videos. Because, for a video to be watched, it has to be like 2 minutes.
Yes.
So a surgery that goes for 20 hours, I have to edit it down either from NTSC or PAL to 2 minutes. So I learned by looking at the video after video and cutting and decide which part to cut, label. I became a very good video editor. I forgot the name of the software that I had used. And I made a number of videos, and I had a video compendium, which I carried to UCL London, and they were very impressed with it. In fact, I presented it in Boston, and they were very impressed with it. So, but before that, I should say that I got a job at Columbia University in New York. I was the top categorical match for surgery for the whole world, the entire world, because it was a coveted job.
Yeah, Dr. Hunter, hold on a wait for me there. Let's go back to the GG. Do you know who did the surgery on the Governor General?
Well, I think it was mentioned in the print media that it was Carl Bruce. But the print media, you can't really trust them because they can tell, they can make mistakes, so you don't. I wasn't there.
Okay.
But all I know, I haven't seen the GG in public doing taxpayers' work for a long time.
Maybe 4 months I haven't seen him for 3 years. So
he needs to put out a statement so that the taxpayers can feel. So we don't need another GG because we're paying one already who is quite healthy. And we're paying one who is supposed to be doing the work. Remember Kenneth Hall?
Yes.
Who had an eye condition so that Bruce Golding could get to appoint who he wanted to appoint.
But what I get to understand, that Dr. Kenneth Hall had dual citizenship. That's why he stepped down as of GG.
Well, that is something I would have to take your word for it. But what I understood was that he was you can have dual citizenship, you know. If you're Canadian, if you're Australian,
I know.
If you're South African, because
right.
if you're in the Commonwealth.
From you're part of the Commonwealth, yes.
Yes, so that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
But I don't think
nothing wrong with that. But if it's American, that's a problem.
I don't
that's
think
a
Sir
problem.
Hall, I don't think Sir Kenneth Hall was a Commonwealth citizen. I think he's from the United States or somewhere. But anyway.
But my understanding was that it was said that he had some eye problem and that's why he stepped down.
Well, but they have Costas Fuller now, who is acting as GG.
Yes, in fact, Costas Ian Forbes called me today and said that to his understanding, the GG is recovering and he hopes that he is going to get a good recovery and he hopes he'll do very well. Well, spinal surgery is the game that we said time. You have to give it time. Time is the master. You don't go with, remember Myrtle Gordon? First nurse on Ward 9?
Yes.
That Albert Crandon operated on at 83 years old.
Yes.
At 84, she was in crippling pain. He then looked on her and said that she's too old for further surgery. He never looked around and see if, there's a surgeon like Roger Hunter who is more modernized, contemporary, to see. She, on her own will, came in a wheelchair to me and she said, Doc, I'm not living another day with this pain. So we did the first biplanar fluoroscopic sextant fusion on her using Medtronic equipment. Medtronic, but Medical Technology is the distributor of Medtronic equipment in Jamaica for that particular types of devices. So that's why I came to interact with Trudy Ricketts, who is the niece of Carl Bruce, and so she said, and Ethel Hamilton and Mr. Green. But
so okay.
Ethel Hamilton, I gather, is a Hall person, and they all knew each other from Taylor Hall. So the question is, Dr. Bruce said that he gets consultancy. So is it the same thing like King Tichin, who said he pays consultancies? I think the diaspora need to call the Department of Justice and find out, is Carl Bruce on the list of doctors who received consultancy payments from Spine Frontier?
And Spine Frontier is an American company.
That's correct. But the federal government said defrauded federal government by paying kickback to doctors. In one case, a doctor had to pay 1.4 million US dollars back. A lot of doctors were decimated. Spine surgery, neurosurgery, orthospine, those are hard specialties to get in. They're very competitive. And it destroyed the careers of these people. Wipe them out in the United States. King Tichin, who operated in Jamaica doing non-FDA approved procedures with Carl Bruce.
Dr. Hunter.
Saw it for myself.
Dr. Hunter. How did this medical drill come about now? How did the whole
need the need. You have
hold
the
on,
need.
hold on. How did the whole thing with the medical drill come about that this member of parliament, Donovan Williams, is involved in? Talk to me about it.
Well, I can't explain Donovan Williams' involvement except from what I am alleged. It is alleged that that he is a holder in trust of the shares. He don't own nothing. So the shares are owned by other people. But let us put it that this way, and then you then pay a consultancy to somebody else who don't own the shares. What the consultancy goes to, say, for example, allegedly Dr. Bruce, by his own admission in the paper, he gets paid for consultancies. Remember, Carl Bruce is not a spinal surgeon. He's not a spinal specialist. He's not competent in the spine to the extent of the complex spine. He didn't do that. He didn't go back to Canada and did another fellowship in the spine. He never
So
did
how
any
is
such
it,
thing.
and it goes back down to this a question again, Dr. Hunter. If Dr. Carl Bruce is not a spinal surgeon, why and how is it that the Medical Council Board of Jamaica is allowing this individual to perform spinal surgery on people? It's alleged that he performed a spinal surgery on Jamaica's Governor General. We don't know if that is
And a lot
true.
more people.
And a lot more
He
people.
operates on the picker skill. All right. I don't know if it is alleged that he operates on. It is alleged other people, other politicians. But
So
I know people he operated
he
on the
operated,
spine, and they died. Say that he's doing percutaneous procedures. He don't have the skill set to do it because his training in Canada was a lie, and they only gave him 1 year and 10 months.
God Almighty.
And the residents in Canada spot the rake. So, but this boy don't finish. And Professor Kuzimana look at me and say, please do not be like Carl Bruce. From Canada. Professor Kuzimana from Canada. Do not be like him. What an indictment.
I'm
well,
trying
coming back to the medical council. The medical council head is Milton Hardy. He's a lodgeman. He is firmly rooted and grounded in the lodge. I asked him straight to his face, is he a lodgeman? And he said, yes, he's a lodgeman. I asked him, is he in the lodge at Crandon? Yes, he said yes.
So tell me something
Then
now.
there's another Sister Gordon on Ward 9, fast forward 50 years later, who had a ruptured aneurysm in the head, who happened to be the mother of the medical council chairman, Milton Hardy's child.
Mm-hmm.
And the aneurysm was not dealt with in a timely manner, and then she died. It is alleged.
Mm.
So I can't understand how Milton Hardy, it is alleged, can sit in the presence of Ivor Crandon. I can't. He has no neurosurgical bona fides. None. I remember there was this. It is not the first it has happened where somebody presenting themselves for something that is not. Professor Samuel Ray, the former Dean of Medical Science of UWI, he said that he had a PhD, whatever. They stripped him of his PhD, they stripped him of his professor, they stripped him of his dean, defrocked him like in law, and kicked him out because it's found that he was not properly bona fide. So I am asking, what is Ivor Crandon's reason for not having a final qualification in neurosurgery? Nelson Oyeseko has it. Jack Marcos have it. They were trained in England too. By Sid Watkins. Why did he not have it? And it becomes even a more piercing question when you see Elizabeth Donaldson Hugh, who is under 5 foot and operates on a stool, when they discriminated against her, she has her final qualification in neurosurgery, whereas Crandon does not. Why is Crandon not certified in neurosurgery? I
And
went to the
why isn't the
police
medical council board
and
have them
made a
there?
report to the police on Saturday that this is fraud because people will believe that you are something when you're not. Take Kenneth Ball, for instance. Kenneth Ball had a tumor about the size of a lemon on his brain. 3 neurosurgeons operated on him. Ivor Crandon, Ren Holness, and Peter Charles. Peter Charles is an interesting story. He's the son of Colonel Charles,
Yes.
but from a different mother. He didn't get into medicine straight. They had to employ him to the University of the West Indies. And as an employee of UWI, he's allowed to then access faculties for further training. He could not pass the exam to save his life. He then went on to fail pathology 2, 3 times, if not more. After the second time, they should kick you out. But he was not kicked out. One thing I would say is from all the times I've seen it, whenever Colonel Charles and Ivor Crandon meet, it's like peas in a pod. They're good friends. But the Prime Minister kept saying, when he was leader of the opposition, that he's all about meritocracy. But what we're seeing is all about kleptocracy, aristocracy, cronyism, autocracy, a disregard for what he was saying about meritocracy. And when we look at Royal Reed, after what all he did, and he's still not tried, he's still not defrocked, de-stripped from the JTA. They haven't done anything. But look on me, a neurosurgeon with 3 qualifications, final qualifications in neurosurgery, with awards and top prizes. You think they give it because I'm black? You think they give me because I come from Jamaica? You think they're sorry for me? Them say no. So when it comes on to the examination, I take it very seriously. I love reading. I mean, God bless my classmates from the class of 96 who are so good, who are good-hearted. They reached out to me like crazy today. Wonderful support.
Let me ask you this
People
question,
from
though,
Florida reach out to me.
Dr.
People
Hunter.
from California, Upper Valley reach out to me. It was such a full joy because the Magna Carta was not observed.
Dr. Hunter, what is your plan now? You can't practice in Jamaica. Are you willing to go somewhere else?
No, our forefathers fought for us for the right to face your accuser. We have the right to face our accuser. If the judicial system says that it wants to replace the Privy Council, surely there is going to be judicial review of this situation. Why Tom Tavares Finson can say 6 weeks before that he can't practice medicine. This is definitely
Hold on.
constructive
Hold on there for
sanctioning.
me. Hold on there for me. Tavares Finson said that you can't practice law way before they end up saying you can't practice medicine.
Absolutely correct.
So how does Mr.
And
Tavares Finson
TJ and TVM had to apologize. And then Jean William Johnson come with her very rude email to say, Dr. Hunter, you're censored for being what? I don't know. Attack a patient? No. Hurt a patient? No. Nothing. And say, cheers. That was her word. Cheers. This is the professional behavior of the registrar of the medical council. I think she should pack her bag and consider her position. But what really gets me is that the chairman, who's the mother of his child, is dead. And he can find companionship with a man who is not properly trained, not certified in neurosurgery, and threatens me with a lawsuit.
What I don't
The
understand about
police
Dr.
called
Hunter.
me today, a 4-year program. The police just called me to say that they are waiting for him to come back on the island to question him. Because it is clear, if you Google Ivor Crandon, you'll see DM in neurosurgery. That's not cool. That's fraud.
Dr. Hunter, you know what is puzzling me now? How is it that attorney at law, president of the Senate, Mr. Tavares Finson can get up and say it's alleged, because I can't prove it. You said he said it.
He said it. He had and he had to retract, and the papers had to apologize to me the next day. The TV had to apologize to me the next day.
Did Mr. Tavares Finson apologize to you?
No.
Did
he knows.
Did he retract what he said?
No. And he can't know, because it is what it is. So there's a period between when the medical council has now acted and when he said what he said. When in fact I was seeing patients and treating patients. I do some very unique operations.
Is
that
the golden
only
gentleman sitting on the
I
board?
am.
Is the golden gentleman sitting on that board?
Milton Hardy?
No, Mr. Tavares Finson.
No, he doesn't sit on the board.
Oh.
But the board is controlled by the politician.
This country.
That's a problem. It's just that the police are controlled by the politician.
So if you did not come out and speak about the drill, what is going on there, you'd have kept your license.
Registration, not a license. Registration.
Your registration, yes. You'd have kept your registration. But because you come
it's
out and
impossible to say. Because bad man is active. During COVID, for instance, the people on the medical council saying, oh, what are we going to do about this Hunter problem? What are we going? He's doing misinformation. He's misinformation. I was telling the people that the coronavirus is always mutating, that the coronavirus is going to go away, that the coronavirus is not a new norm. There will be no new norm. And they wanted to sanction me from then. Where is the new norm? Hundreds of thousands of students have been left with learning loss. Where is the new norm? It's as if I didn't go to medical school where they went to, when they explained the Spanish flu and why it was a misnomer, and subjected themselves to a vaccine that's taking lives, going around taking lives, one by one by one. You say it most, Father.
Yes, yeah. Let's not go into
My
that part. Let's go back to the drill. Let's go back to the drill.
Don Webby.
Yes, let's go back to the whole drill. Hold on, Doc. Let's go back to the whole drill thing, because it is something that the Jamaican people want answers to. A drill that I look up the drill. It's a 800
Yeah, EMC electric drill.
Right.
But for neurosurgery and ENT, autologic.
Right. And what
they
I
can
saw
do it for both.
When I Google it, I saw 15,000 US for it.
Thank you very much. In fact, Medtronic had none in stock right now.
Okay.
They can get second-hand ones, it's quite interesting, because they had two that they sent to the States for repair, and one, and there is no evidence of the declaration and the duties paid on this drill. There's none whatsoever. So is it really the 800 drill that they got? Or they got one of the 200 ones? I don't know.
What do you suggest for this, all of this to happen? To be done?
Well, I think it's a matter for the DPP and the police and the Auditor General. It's clearly a matter for them. I can't do their work. I'm tired.
And do
I go
you
to the
think
police station a million times. For instance, the guy who triggered this um whole catastrophe, I did neurosurgery on his back. He had seen two other surgeons, and they completely missed that his back was broken. I took him in my home and did the first percutaneous keyhole fusion of his back, which restored his integrity. And he's driving around Mandible now free, still owing me money, unpaid. He's a pedophile. He's a pedophile. And the police said to me that he is an old-time drug deportee. That's what the police said to me. It is alleged. He has older children abroad, 39, 35, and 32. We know a lot of the dangers in Jamaica originate abroad from one phone call. So he's trying to make it look like, oh, it is his two little children from the cartridge. He was the man who the police had charged for having this gun making machine. They had to close down one of these illegal ranges. And he has a question to answer because I'm sure by now he would have received a criminal summons to attend court.
So what is your plan now, Dr. Hunter? All of this is going on, new drill, $31 million. You came out with it now. They tell you that you can't practice in Jamaica. What's your plan? Because
obviously,
obviously, based on the research that I did on you, that you're a well-renowned neurosurgeon. And not only that.
Absolutely correct.
And not
I
only
was just called up in January to Florida to give a consultation on a patient there who they said was brain dead.
And
when I examined him, he was not.
And not only that, you are well respected all over because you call somebody who you know. Are you familiar with Dr. Hunter? Yeah, man. Good boy. Whatever. Good man. So my thing is this. My question is this. All of what is going on, you came out, you blow the whistle what is going on at UWI. Now the medical council board is telling you that you can't practice in Jamaica. In what you're saying,
remember, in COVID, they wanted to do it in COVID. So they had belly for me from COVID.
Yes, I know that for you from that time. Hold on. In all of this, what is Dr. Roger Hunter plan? Now, you can't practice in Jamaica. You blow the whistle on the neurosurgery drill. You blow the whistle on those who don't have the proper qualification to be working.
Bona fides.
Pardon me?
Bona fides. Well, I mean, my council is preparing the necessary pathway to do what we have to do.
Okay.
Because our forefathers fought for our right to take it before the court. And we are prepared to go all the way to the Privy Council, which I'm very comfortable with. In fact, I've been in courts in the UK several times. The judges said, boy, Dr. Hunter, you're a brilliant man. You can work anywhere in the world. It's white man.
Are you scared of your life?
No.
Aren't you afraid anybody do anything?
No.
Based on what is going on in the country now, you're not afraid at all?
No. My life is not for me, myself, and I. We need to have a COVID inquiry. Jody and Ferron alighted from a stretcher and landed on the floor of the ICU of University Hospital, and then she died. Jody Kish McGowan, 17-year-old, Haiti student, came to University Hospital with asthma, and she was turned away, and then she died. Jennifer Johnson had her esophagus intubated at University Hospital, leaving the home that I operated from to go to University Hospital to have her gullet intubated. Remember, you should intubate your windpipe so you can blow air in your lungs.
Right,
They
yes.
intubated her esophagus, didn't recognize it, and her brain was just like Mr. Bell from Toyota, Jamaica, as the husband of the manager.
Mm-hmm.
Her brain was completely hypoxic, brain injury, deprived of oxygen, hypoxia, low oxygen. And she was in a vegetative state for 10 years. She was in the ICU of University Hospital West Indies, paid for by taxpayers. That's like $5 billion. Of course, the doctor cannot be found.
And right now, there's a young 4-year-old who needs $1 million to do a surgery at UWI. I can't get that $1 million.
Crazy.
A young 4-year-old in Jamaica has something on his brain.
There's this permanent secretary in the Ministry of Justice who was blind, and she came to me, and it's obvious that she was legally blind. She couldn't see, but she was scared to hell of surgery. She had the surgery, but the Compassionate Fund paid over $5 million for it, paid every cent for a permanent secretary.
And
But this little poor 4-year-old can't get 1 cent.
Until now, the mother don't get a cent.
But a permanent secretary can get $5.5 million to go to Tony Twait's wing and have surgery. You see the problem with Jamaica?
Yep.
Permanent secretary in the Ministry of Justice. She have a good paying job. Why should she need the Compassionate Fund?
While a 4-year-old infant, a little baby, needs surgery and the mother can't afford it. And until now, nothing.
It's an indictment on all of us. A shame. The Prime Minister congratulated the doctors for excellent surgery on Ken Bohr. Kenneth Bohr's surgery was a disaster. Complete and total, utter disaster.
That's what
The
killed him.
man never walked or talked after surgery. Was a prisoner in his body for 4.5 years. His wife called me in distress, explaining the situation. And I told her what to do. It don't seem like she got a chance to do it. And then he died. The former Deputy Prime Minister of Jamaica.
So maybe pretty soon we will lose the GG too.
I hope not. I pray to God that's not the case. But he needs, you see, they need to take second opinions. They need to humble themselves and take second opinions. Governor Denham died after surgery in 1930s or 40s in Jamaica. Governor Denham Town. Yeah.
Yes.
He died after surgery here.
Yeah?
So the Governor General is not unique.
God in heaven. And no answer from the office of the GG. Nobody answering us.
Well, I have not reached out to him at all. All I'm saying is that I haven't seen him. He might well be doing well, to God be the glory. Well, I haven't seen him.
I'm very worried about you doing. I'm very
Why?
worried about you. Jamaica is a Dr. Hunter. You and I know that this country that we live in, this Jamaica, is not the Jamaica we know 20 years ago.
Well, we have been in a civil war for 70 years.
Well,
I went to Linstead All Age and New Day All Age. I saw people dying and wondered why. It was it was tears in my eyes. 63 of us did the common entrance, only 7 passed. So many of them never made it. They died, killed by the bullet of the police or themselves or the gunman. Such a waste. There are places in Jamaica where the average survival is 20 years old. But yet their bodies are trucked to Spanish Town for the funeral home.
Huh.
Passing all the funeral homes in Jamaica, in Kingston, to go to Spanish Town. Unbelievable. I can't make it up. I cannot make it up.
You're not.
But I'm asking, the CIB called me just now to say that they want the bona fides of Ivor Crandon. He needs to produce his bona fides to say that he's a neurosurgeon. His an examination in neurosurgery. Richard Span has it. John Gill has it.
For the love of God, Dr. Hunter, I am sitting here in this place here, the studio here, and I'm trying to figure out something here. I'm trying to understand. The Medical Council of Jamaica sees it fit to suspend what they want to do to you. A well-known neurosurgeon.
And COVID treatment specialist.
Hold on. People, you call some names that I know. Dr. Steve Anthony Tomlinson, who went to UA at age 17 or 21, I think. I don't remember. Did his medicine there. I know him very well. He's like a father to me, as I said. I helped to build Chrissy Tomlinson Hospital. I work at Chrissy Tomlinson Hospital. They know you.
Yeah, and he's related to the Tomlinson in Jamaica.
There you go. And I'm pretty much sure you know Dr. Sidney Arville Banks.
Yeah, I know Sidney.
There you go. People who knows you. They have their certificates and everything. I cannot understand how they can suspend you and people who is not certified. Looking at the citizens of this country and have performing surgery on them.
Charging them millions of dollars. Charging the insurance company assistant fee and not paying the assistant a penny. Not a red cent. If that is not fraud, I don't know what is.
I don't know. This country, Dr. Hunter.
This is not a civil matter. It's a matter for the criminals investigation, criminal arm of the police.
Mocha,
poker, C-Talk, whatever. But it's criminal. False representation to invite the people's trust. To believe that you're something you're not. I remember Nicholas Lulin, who died, the only boy for his father and his mother. I remember Anik Mendez. I was at KPH serving the poor. All of a sudden, I was ordered to come back to University of the West Indies, Tony Twitch Wing, to work on these private patients. Not getting a single cent, not a penny. Not one red cent.
This is crazy.
How can the insurance companies pay somebody who is charging assistant fee when he's not paying the assistant? How can a medical council, by the way, Jamaica's medical council is very basic. There's nothing such as a specialist register, like in America, where you are, I assume, that you have specialist registration and general registration. If you look at the Medical Act, it just speaks to general registration. So where do I fall? I'm a specialist. I'm on the specialist register. If you
Someone
Google
is
my name, you'll
asking
see
me.
me.
Someone is asking me to ask you. Do you know a Sydney Williams?
I know a Sydney Powell. I've treated so many patients, possibly, but I can't. There's a vague memory to that. I can see here where a lady named Miss Beverly at Robotham Reynolds. She had called me yesterday to tell
Plastic
me about the
surgery.
action of a Dr. Dwight Whittle,
Mm.
who did biopsies and fabricated the histology of the patients. So he's not, again, he was not properly trained in GI, purported himself as a GI fellowship trained when he was not, and did colonoscopies, and then fabricated that, oh, you have cancer, oh, you don't have cancer. He just make it up.
Mm.
That's criminal behavior. That's not for the medical council to sanction him for a year. And guess what? He's working still. He's working in Princess Margaret Hospital, and he's working at 129 Pro.
I wonder if the Jamaican people realize what is going on. Jamaican
No,
politicians.
they don't.
Hold on
They
for me, son.
don't.
The Jamaican politicians have access to travel overseas on the cost on the back of the Jamaican taxpayers.
It doesn't save their lives.
There you go. While there's nobody
Sierra,
here.
dead. Roger Clark, dead. Valerie Nita Robertson, dead. I have never lost a lower back spinal patient in Jamaica. Never. Whether be lawyer, judge, politician, JLP, PNP, doctor, or their man high or low. Whether here or in the United Kingdom. Never.
So Mr. Siaga had a spinal surgery done?
Not quite sure. But I know he died in the United States. But I know Danny Williams definitely had a spinal surgery done.
Mr. Siaga died in the United States and never come back to Jamaica to bury at all.
So they say. And the Prime Minister is asking us to believe him when he said that, oh, Kenneth Moore had successful surgery and I want to congratulate the doctors.
You mean
Same time the man was put
Prime
in the
Minister
back
Bruce
of
Golding?
a no, we don't touch that one yet. Kenneth Moore is put in the back of I wouldn't call it an ambulance, the back of a minibus to go on to Bruce Golding's brother, Trevor Golding, to get a brain scan to show that there's bleeding on the brain. When all they should have done is done him awake and not put him to sleep. 3,000 years our forefathers have been doing it. Bruce
So hold on
Golding
here. Hold on.
went
They
to
put him
his
to sleep.
friend.
Hold on. They put him to sleep and he never woke up.
Never woke up.
Backside.
And the Prime Minister is congratulating them for successful surgery. And after a week, they managed to get him to wake up, but he never walked or talked again for the rest of his life. So the health sector is really displaying a situation where there's no love for the upper class, there's no love for the middle class, and there's no love for the working class.
There's no middle class in Jamaica, Dr. Hunter. You're damn efficient and damn
That's a
efficient.
good point. It's completely decimated because we should have been like the Dominican Republic, not shut down and be crazy about COVID, but treat early and move our visitor numbers from 4 million to 9 million. The Dom moved their visitor numbers from 5 million to 10.5 million. In fact, there's a plane now that flies from Norman Manley to Punta Cana in Dominican Republic to get Jamaicans to go there. It is easier than going to Ocherias. The Dominican Republic didn't become mad. Mexico didn't become mad during COVID. Mexico was the most visited country in the entire world during COVID. 22 million visitors.
You know,
Mexico is very rich.
You know, Dr. Hunter, what is next for the University of West Indies Hospital? If that is going
Well,
on
it
up
needs
there,
a complete overall.
you know,
Because if you have doctors there that stand by and watch Carl Bruce being there and watch people without qualifications that are bona fide in neurosurgery being there, then I think it needs a complete overall. Complete.
I tell you something. There was somebody, I won't call the person name. The person is deceased now. You know the person, but I won't call the person's name because of the privacy of the family. No, I know the person very well, and I was asked to oversee the person when the person was at the hospital and whatever, and I was the person who was doing it. And I know from working in the Cayman Islands with Dr. Tomlinson and Dr. Ebanks, because I work on the ward as front office, as porter and whatever. And I know that when a docket comes in, when a patient comes in, you prepare a docket for the patient.
Oh my God, the famous docket.
Hold on for me. You prepare a docket for the patient. And that docket serves the patient until the patient leave the hospital. It is still there. The patient come at the docket is still there. At the University of West Indies Hospital, if a trainee doctor come see you when you come in, you have a docket there. And next one come is a different docket.
Yes.
And as long as you're there, and if 10 trainee doctor come say it's 10 dockets to have for you. 10 dockets.
That don't make any sense to me. But one thing I know, many dockets have disappeared. That's just like Jennifer Johnson. Her docket properly disappeared after spending 10 years in ICU at University Hospital for intubating her esophagus.
Jesus Christ. So it's a guinea pig hospital running, man. You don't have to answer that one. It's a guinea pig. I dubbed it as a guinea pig hospital. I would never met my dog go there.
Well, Tom Tavares, for instance, said he would never go there. That's why I can't understand why Carl Bruce has him representing him. It's so crazy. As if have him on the record as saying that he would never go there.
Mr. Tavares spends some money, can go overseas too, you know, sir.
Yeah, but he can't save his life. Danny Williams couldn't count his money. Bob Marley couldn't count his money. Steve Jobs couldn't count his money. Money is not the be all and end all. Relationships are. Relationship with our creator. But the sharing of knowledge is very important.
True.
So that the diaspora understands that they need to ask these questions. Where are your bona fides? Where were you trained? How long? How many of these cases have you done? What are the outcomes? Of course, people can lie, but at least you asked and you document it. But as I understand it, the person who has no certification in neurosurgery it is alleged that there are a number of lawsuits against him. A number of lawsuits.
Are you aware that they're trying to discard your name?
But no, they can't. There's nothing man can do that can change who I am.
Right now. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
There's nothing you can do that can sully who I am. It's only what I do that can do it, not what you did. People who come to me, my phone rang nonstop. I use the word Mr. deliberately to ensure people understand that we came from a humble beginning as barbers. And I'm here to help. And anybody who needs my help, I'm ready to help freely, rather than them dying on the floor somewhere else. having their esophagus intubated, having their asthma turned away, having a tumor on the surface of the brain turned into a fiasco, a disaster, that the Prime Minister had to
I'm
look on the
wondering,
nation and said successful surgery when it's not.
I'm gonna ask you something off air because I'm here thinking about something here. I'm wondering if it's the same person who operated on somebody's very close, very, very close to me. And about a year after the person died. I'll talk to you. I won't call in name because of family privacy. I won't call in the name.
Absolutely.
I have to secure
I
my
tell you,
family.
when I came back from England and went to Cornwall Regional, I saw Dr. Garfield Blake doing a post-mortem on a patient from Dr. Ren Holness for pituitary tumor in the cellar region.
Mm-mm.
And yet he's saying I'm incompetent. But I know he's definitely racist. Look on a black man and say that he should be lashed. And as for Mr. Bell, who was white, he turned blue at the end of surgery because they didn't realize they disconnected the man from the ventilator. He ran out of the operating theater and say, I'm not taking blame for this. I'm not taking blame for this. Yet when he had a certain, there's a colleague of mine who is so dejected and disappointed with his colleagues, Dr. Hopeton Faulkner. He never knew that the mitral valve can be repaired inside the vein, but was led to believe that, open heart surgery. And he made the mistake of his life, and so did he. And she died. Never woke up after surgery. Jamaica's healthcare system is in crisis. I know we have the solution for it, but the government is not interested in solutions. They're just interested in loyalists, not meritocracy, as the leader of the opposition, Andrew Holness, had said back then. But he just don't set on trying to win at all. Well, trying to win the election.
Dr. Hunter, I want you to speak
Not a
to your
leader.
Jamaican. I want you to speak to your Jamaican black brothers and sisters as we end this program tonight.
And white. And Indian.
Yes.
And
yes,
white.
yes.
And Indian. And Chinese. And Jewish.
Yes. Speak to your Jamaican people.
Well, people, the United States government placed Jamaica on a list up the level to 3. So do not go there because healthcare is so bad. You all are bright and you knew this all along. You didn't need the United States to put us on an upgrade. I don't know, but the United States downgraded us to a 2 now. But they said don't expect the same level of healthcare as you get in the United States. Jamaican people, you have to become literate in health. You need to know what's your oxygen level, what's your blood pressure, what's your weight. You need to know what's your BMI. You need to know what's your blood sugar level, what's your cholesterol level. You need to take great care of your physical health. You need to take great care of your mental health. You need to take great understanding into where you're going to be treated. When the doctor ordered me to go to Andrews, I said, no way in God's green earth will I go to that place. Because Jody and Farron's journey effectively was originated at Andrews. And she culminated in her death elsewhere. So I'm speaking to you, Jamaicans. Demand better. When health is lost, all is lost. So you have to demand better health care. And as far as I'm concerned, we need to get rid of all the 4 regions. 2.7 million or 2.6 million or 2.5 million people don't need 4 health authorities. Total waste of time, waste of money. We have Google Teams, Google Meets, all these things. You don't need 4 health authorities. I knew, as I was told, it was supposed to create jobs for people who lost their jobs in FinSAC in the 1990s. But we can't afford that now. We need more direct resources for the patient and for the doctors to work with. So get rid of the regions that are frustrating doctors, frustrating nurses, telling them lies, telling them all sorts of things. Get rid of every single regional health authority. Jamaica is a small country. 2.6 million, 2.5 million. We don't need four health authorities. We do not need it. That would immediately start to save money. Then reopen St. Joseph Hospital so that it can be run privately and it can start make back money again. The government needs to give all the general practitioners a grant of like $10 million because without a general practitioner, you are in trouble. The general practitioner is a vanguard of society's health. The government needs to think carefully about health and stop relying on people who have a track record of failure, a track record of envy. It is said that, oh, they should get the Bratman Award. Then go and get it, though. You can still go and get it, you know. Go and get it. I'm not stopping you. Go and get your fellowship in neurosurgery. I'm not stopping you. But stop making people believe that you are what you're not. Your bona fides should be very clear, and the patient should understand what your bona fides are. And it should have some outcomes. But people talk to people word by mouth. We must demand more. We must ask for more of our leaders for our health, so that we can have a Jamaica where if you're broke and don't have no money, you don't have to face 6 rows of patients at KPH, but instead 2 or 3 rows. We need to enable GP practices to set up IV fluids, enable people's homes so that doctors can treat you at home. Too many things are in the hospital that can be treated at home. We need mobile units that will go around and treat people at their home. And that's really what I'd like to say to you. And Jamaican people, please exercise your franchise when the time comes. It was clear that the hysteria from coronavirus caused a voter suppression. Prime Minister called it voter apathy. I call it voter suppression. But none of that will happen this time. Record numbers of Jamaicans are enumerating. And we're going to see interesting election results. Build people, not buildings. Build lives, not concrete jungles. So I think Jamaicans understand the healthcare that they face, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get a number to see at a government clinic. But it's time that the government show love for the people of Jamaica, for the upper class, for the middle class, for the working class. Poor Kingston Cooper, he died. He should never have been opened. Lance, famous lawyer, fuss around the heart, completely missed. He died. He came in talking and said to his friend, "Get me out of here, they're going to kill me." And all it needed was a stereotactically placed needle to drain the pus and to get the bacteria and to adjust the antibiotics. But Jamaica is now bereft of a great legal mind. We must demand more. We must not treat health as a Cinderella. Health is always on the political agenda for developed countries, and so too in Jamaica. The PNP became arrogant in 2016, refusing to debate when healthcare was really health. Healthcare has been bad for many, many decades, but we have seen no significant concerted effort by this government in the 9 years that they're there to make any significant change in the fortunes of healthcare of patients. So I'm saying Jamaicans unite and demand more. Doctors should be allowed to import their medical equipment without being harassed by customs, because customs is also a part of why healthcare is so bad in Jamaica. The Commissioner of Customs, Belma Ricketts, I've written to her about 40 times. The lady has refused to respond. Apparently, she won't get sick. Apparently, she won't ever need health care. So Jamaicans, demand more, insist on more, read a lot, talk to your friends here and overseas. Understand that a ruptured appendix you must open somebody's tummy with a ruptured appendix. Understand that all you need is a laptop ultrasound and a pigtail catheter to draw the pus, identify the bacteria, put these big ugly scars on your wife or your husband. I think I'll leave it at that at this moment. Thank you so much for having me. It was an honor.
Dr. Roger Hunter. Sir, I respect your bravery. I can hear the passion in your voice for our Jamaican people. I am not a medical person. I live in Cayman for many years, and I learn a lot from two individuals over there, two persons who I love dearly, Dr. Steve Anthony Tomlinson and Sydney Orville Banks. And both of them, I've watched them and they've taught me a lot. I now do home health care, going for my CNA soon. And I develop a love for medicine in the sense of taking care of people.
Lovely. Have a good heart.
Yes, when I listen to you, sir, I can see the love for what you do. I can see the love for what you do. And you love your country, Jamaica. You love your Jamaican people. And for you to put your life and your career out in the limb for we, the Jamaican people, to show you that you're patriotic. And when you come out and you're saying, Jamaicans, exercise the right to vote. Go out there, Jamaicans, when the time is here, when the time comes for you to vote. Go out there and vote. I can't tell you who to vote for and who not to vote for, but go out there and vote. The soul of Jamaica's democracy lies in your two hands. Go out there and vote as if your life depends on it. Because if we do not do this,
it literally does.
If we do not do this, Jamaicans, then may God help this country.
We'll pay dearly, dearly for it.
Dearly indeed, my friend. Dr. Hunter, thank you very much, sir. May God
Thank
bless
you
you
as well.
May
God bless you and all your audience, the great Sydney Banks, the great Dr. T. God bless them all. May
Indeed.
God continue to give them knowledge, health, and wisdom to serve the great people of the Cayman Islands.
Indeed.
And I hope that soon we will get to the stage where I, a very unique individual, extremely unique, can start to treat my patients again who have come to me and I can help them. God bless you, sir. God bless you.
I'll keep in contact with you, sir. Thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. My pleasure. It was an honor.
Say hello to your wife for me. Good night to you, sir.
Good night. Thank you.
Night. Wow. Miss Williams, our nation is in crisis, Lady Williams. Lady Williams, Jamaica is in crisis. My heart bleeds for my country. And if the people of our country could see what we are seeing, we don't see the color green or the color orange. We see Jamaica, a country that we dearly love. If our Jamaican people could just see that, just see it. Dr. Hunter said that the healthcare sector has been in shambles for many years, and they have been neglecting it. They have been neglecting it. In 2025 Jamaica, Jamaicans are standing in lines with tickets. Get up early from in the morning to get a ticket for a health center. And this is what you call prosperity? My heart bleeds for my nation. My heart bleeds for my country. May God bless you all. May God continue to bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. We must all pray for this country. We must all pray for Dr. Hunter. He needs our prayer. He needs our prayer. Let me play this commercial before I go.
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans abroad and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural Reconnection Rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Radigan on YouTube and reggaeglobalradio.com, Saturdays at 3 p.m. New York time and at 2 p.m. in Jamaica.
Remember to go out. Come out, come out, come out and support this, because we have to stand for this country. We have to stand for this country. A man who hailed from Waterhouse, a young man who has walked the walk, a young man who knows what it's like to sit down and don't have anything to eat. A young man who was eat boiled dumpling and butter, or tin mackerel, dirty gal, and dumpling. Wilfred Rattigan. Sometimes when you hear Wilfred Rattigan speak, you can see and you can hear in his voice, you can see in his face, the love for his country. He doesn't do this because he wants to get recognition. He does this because he loves his country. And I'm not talking tonight because I want to feel big and no. I'm saying this tonight because on Monday the 2nd of June, will go down in the history of Jamaica that the Jamaican people did take heed. A man from Waterhouse who left Jamaica and make something of himself. A young man who left Jamaica who has fight all odds and rise to the chain of a special agent in the FBI. Didn't throw stone behind him. He decided that he wants to help his country. And he decided that we must have a rally, we must have a protest about the level of corruption in Jamaica. And we have sat many nights, late nights, till both of us wife, one of his wives say, honey, are you running a senior citizen club? Sometimes my wife would say, Jeff, I have to go to my bed. But we're there. And we stood up for what we believe in. We stood up for the fundamental God-given rights of this country. And Jamaica is in need of help same way. We have the first protest in Miami. We went to New York. We went to Washington, go back to New York. And we stand in the cold and the rain. Because our forefathers and our foreparents has fought for this nation. Wilfred Rattigan could say, to hell with it. I'm retired now. Let me relax with my children and my grandchildren and my friends. But if you call Will Rattigan at 3 o'clock in the morning, that man is up filing ATI because he loves this country. We all love this country. Jamaica is our home. And our nation is in need of help. Jamaicans, if you truly love Jamaica, if you truly love this country, then stand with us on June 21st. Stand with us. Let your voice be heard. This country is the gem of the Caribbean, but it's bleeding from within. When I see Jamaicans from all walks of life on Monday, my heart was overwhelmed. Tears came to my eyes because it drew me back to Miami. It drew me back to New York, to Washington, back to New York. It drew me back to many nights, upon nights. We stay up. Sometimes we have heated arguments, but we stick it through for this country. I believe Monday make me believe that change will come to Jamaica. Monday makes me believe that this nation that we call home will one day stand up for what it believes in. But one day this nation will rise up and live out the meaning of its creed. Monday taught me, and let me believe, that Paul Bogle and Nanny of the Maroon never fought in vain. But we stood for what we believe in. And I'll publicly say this tonight. As long as I have breath in me, sometimes I feel like give up. When I talked to Will Rattigan, he said, no, you can't give up. I remember the voice of my adopted parents in my head saying to me, move on, trod on, continue fight on. The road may be rough. The thorns that prick you may be hard to fight, but move on. Move on. None of the Maroon did not give up on this nation. Paul Bogle didn't give up on this nation. And if we want a better Jamaica for our children, then my God Almighty, I'm asking you, Jamaican people, do not give up on this country. Stand for this nation. Stand for the people of this country. And one day, when we're all gone, they can say, yes, they have tried and they have fought for this nation. Let us put together, sign that Magnitsky Act. Sign it. Because we have to make sure that one day one of them must go to prison. One day one of them must face the justice system. What they have done to the people of this country. They can fly all over the place. And an 8-year-old cannot get $1 million. A 4-year-old rather. A 4-year-old can get $1 million to do a brain surgery. 1 million. But tonight, my fellow Jamaicans, go out to Ronnie Williams Entertainment Center on June 21st. Come out in your numbers. Come out in your numbers. Let us stand for what we believe in. Let us stand for Jamaica once and for all.
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans ayard and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Rani Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural Reconnection Rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Radigan on YouTube and reggaeglobalradio.com, Saturdays at 3 p.m. New York time and at 2 p.m. in Jamaica.
Go over to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and donate. Go over there and donate. We need your support. We need your support. We need your support. Go over there and donate. Donate whatever little you can for this rally that we're having on the 21st. Donate, donate, donate. Go over there and donate. I am asking you, please. One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. Go over there and donate, 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 donate. We need your help. May God bless you. May God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. And may the people of Jamaica stand up for this country and don't stand for a political party. When the time comes for you to vote, may you go out there and vote. Vote as if your life depends on it. I will not tell you who to vote for, but go out and vote. Have a great night, everyone. God bless.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk.